this lovely land of mine. And God bless the mountains, the hills and the valleys. Someday the sun will cease to shine, and I'll desert this lovely land of mine. This lovely land, the old man said, will be alive when we are dead. My father's words still haunt my mind. It's God bless this lovely land of mine. Well, God bless this lovely land of mine. And God bless the mountains, the hills and the valleys. Someday the sun will cease to shine, and I'll desert this lovely land of mine. My gallant comrades have passed away, but with the song I sing today, I sing my song before I die. It's God bless this lovely land of mine. Well, God bless this lovely land of mine. And God bless the mountains, the hills and the valleys. Someday the sun will cease to shine, and I'll desert this lovely land of mine.
Hello and welcome back for another episode of We Shall Not Be Moved podcast. The night show, the Fenian Dossier. That was about, what, 4 times I tried that?
Aye, you can
Dossier, Dossier.
Dossier.
So in the night show,
File facts.
the Fenian book, it was nearly getting called. So the night show, as you can hear, the one and only John Paul Jameson's back.
Hello.
How are we, big man?
Not too bad. Suffering from hay fever yesterday, but I'm still alive so far. Status.
Fuck's sake, coronavirus. There's a fucking global pandemic and you've got hay fever.
Yeah, I'm moaning about it and all.
Fuck's sake.
I'm not
That's
moaning about
sympathy.
it. You know, how the hell can you relate the two? We've all got issues, for fuck's sake, man.
Well, fucking hell. And Mick Take, Horizontal Mick, how are we?
Yeah. I've
He is
I've
he
made
is
an effort to be horizontal for you all. I thought if I'm going to be horizontal, Mick, I'm going to fucking come back in style, man. Really up to dosages.
I think you're subterranean, Mick, right now. You're that far under the fucking ground.
No, I'm going to get deep. I'm going to get
Aye.
deep on things tonight. I'm going to get philosophical. I think the world needs it now. We need a bit of fucking happiness. And I'm here to provide, man. I'm up for getting deep, man.
So
Let's do this.
So what was it you were filling us in on there, Mick? Your evening's entertainment tonight. What is going down in the living room?
I've got a projector in my living room because I like my TV shows and shit. I like my technology. So I've got I don't know how big it is, 10 foot or something like that. I've got that set up. Living room's in darkness, blinds, got curtains, fucking blackout curtains, few wee sparkly lights on. Feet are up, and I thought I'll put some nice visual stimulus because obviously I can't watch it in many sound because I'm doing a podcast. So I've got a fucking Netflix documentary called Black Hole Apocalypse, and it's like just it's like just constant visuals of the galaxy and black holes and planets and shit. And honestly, I severely upped the dosage, and I did it for yous.
It's appreciated.
I
just
doing my
say,
bit.
Mikey's not been there, but it is very much. It could be blazing sunshine outside, and it is like a closed, like a snug almost, but it's not snug size, but you could literally sit in there, and it's a good place to be when you're monged. So.
We got nice blackout blinds and curtains so that it can, and when it's opened up, like it's quite big windows, it can be quite a nice airy room and stuff like that. But I prefer it when it's nice and fucking dark, and I like a
Same,
snug,
mate.
man. I love a snug where I can just sit and chill, maybe have a wee quiet beer, watch the football. See, watching the boxing on a projector, you need darkness, do you know what I mean? They get the best out of the projector. And see, watching the football, or particularly boxing, actually, because it's like life size. It's magic, especially when you take the psychedelics.
So we'll get back to what we're here to talk about in the main.
The Dossier.
The dossier, right?
Dossier.
So the last month or so has been just fucking comedy gold in the SPFL as always, and
I genuinely was thinking the banter years kind of not behind us, but the best of it was behind us. You know, Pedro in the bush, I thought we've peaked. It's never going to be any better. I think there were certain moments in it where you just thought they'll never sink quite that low again. Let's just enjoy this kind of thing. But they're just the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah,
they really are.
We want to thank the Rangers Football Club for all the entertainment they have given us over this.
This has been the best period of my life.
And honestly, I mean, the only time we ever talk about them is when we're going to play them or after we've played them. But just honestly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. It's been a joy.
Yeah.
And we'll miss you.
I actually want to read you a message I got at some point when I find it. Keep talking amongst yourselves, but
no, we'll just go silent for 5 minutes
and wait for this. Where is it? Hold on. Honestly, but it summed it up for me in a way, in quite a bitter way, I suppose. But this is what I was sent by a friend of mine. I'll give him a shout out, Frank O'Donnell. He wrote, the banter years may never end, mate. How lucky are we, Mick, to live through this period of not just dominance, but the death of the club, and getting to watch the slow spiritual and ideological death of the people who continue to support the tribute act zombie club who now play at Ibrox. They'll die again, but this time so hated that literally every other club and decent member of a progressive Scottish society will celebrate as one as we watch the death of an embarrassment of Scottish football, but of Scottish society. We've both played our part by marrying, this is a bit personal, by marrying two good Huns and teaching them the way of the world can be if we all love one another and adopt the values we've been taught. Life is good, mate. And I just thought that pretty much sums up.
I'll need to put some sad music through that when I edit.
No, I think when you edit it, you should, man. You should play like something moving, just a violin or something. To me, honestly,
I don't think I've been that moved since Mel Gibson rallied the troops at Bannockburn.
No, I read it and I just thought he's right. We're watching this time, the not just the death of the club, because the club dies once, you make an excuse, you say it didn't, it's the same thing and all this. See, it dies again. It's just these people. All hope it'll be gone. We will not only watch like maybe dominant spells of football that sometimes occur that we'll get to witness, like they had at one point in time, albeit they cheated through most of it, that maybe our parents had, when they enjoyed the 60s and all that. We are getting to watch the complete and utter death from not just the club but the souls of everyone connected to that club. We are really seeing something spectacular, and we should really spend every day of our lives smiling and thanking God that we're alive and well during these times. And it's just, I think it's going to get worse. I think all I can envisage for them is worse. This is going to get worse. And you know, I know people. I'm watching people that I know being crushed by this, emotionally crushed by this.
Fucking brilliant, isn't it?
It's beautiful to behold.
Well, that's not how I expected this
opening
pod to start. But do you know what? Amen, brother.
And it's funny because weed makes me a kind of extremely loving and understanding, and I always feel this oneness with everyone. Like I feel I'm watching all this galaxy shit on the telly, and I feel
like
mate, we're all connected. We're all the same thing. But I just can't do it with them. I don't know what it is.
Mate, I've seen you take this, that, the next thing, drink this, that, and the next thing. You've never had a compassionate bone for them, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
Well, if you did, you'd be fucking out of here, mate.
Aye.
Yeah. Although I did fall in love with one, but she knows the truth, and that's what's important.
The Fenian Bobby.
She's been taught the truth. Me and Frank have both done good jobs. We've converted.
We're all of us are in the same situation. We're all married. Current
all members of the podcast. That's right. I think we spoke about this before.
I don't know about Paul.
No, Paul didn't. Paul's missus has died in the will. Timmy.
Right.
Come on.
Right.
But the thing is, it's the allure of the Fenian Bobby.
Right.
It's a magnificent forbidden fruit for them. And
I think a little bit for us, because every one of us were told. I mean, I was about to say it when you said about Paul didn't. He married his own. I thought so. He's the only one that listened to his mum and dad, because probably every one of us were told, try your best. I'm not saying anything, but try your best to marry a Catholic, would you? Do you know most Irish Catholic families told that, or is that just mine?
Let me think. Yeah, I think it was more from my gran.
Yeah.
But she had married a full Irishman from Roscommon, so it was more. She was more probably, obviously, because my granddad had passed away when I was about. So I think it was more from her.
Yeah.
You know, my mum, she's scatty-brained anyway, so she doesn't. She could turn up at a mosque and fucking think she's at a Catholic church.
Yeah, she doesn't know. Yeah.
My dad probably. I think my dad wanted
a nice wee Irish lass that to come home with or something like that. I think that's what my dad always hoped for. That would have been my dad's fantasy. Then it would have just been like Catholic, and then it would have just been maybe lapsed Catholic. There would have been a lot of subsections underneath that I won't go into, but many gay. You know what I mean? and then they might go down to Protestant, but that's the thing. The problem that they also have inherited is not just our inherent bigotry, but also our inherent rebellious streak. So I went for it and went for the forbidden fruit.
So that's the end of the first part, and insight into Horizontal Mick.
Yeah, and joining us in the second half is Dear Deirdre. So stay tuned. They play that Lonely Hearts music for fucking the radio and that. Fucking do 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 do.
I think that was, what do you call that? It was the in the afternoon, Radio 1. I think he then moved on to Radio 2. It wasn't Mike Reid, was it?
Mike Reid was a kind of EastEnders. That was old Frank Butcher.
No, there was a DJ Mike Reid. He had big glasses like Frank Butcher, but he had a mullet.
Oh no, I know what you're talking about. Could
have been someone else. So where the fuck
is this a Celtic podcast?
This is unbelievable.
We even mentioned Celtic yet?
We should maybe just end this one and put the one out that we've not released yet, and it was fucking
for the COVID.
With the COVID stuff.
Well, are we ever releasing that after that dodgy thing I said? I don't know if we can.
Aye, fuck it.
Aye, it's not your fucking job. The fucking Swanee. Aye, we'll see.
So, the SPFL, they had a vote. They released partial vote, which has then led to the fucking uproar of what's happened in the past month or so. There's probably some question. I would probably say there's questions to be answered there in regards to the Dundee thing. Is something doesn't stack up with that?
It's typical Scottish football, isn't it? It's just a fucking farce, the whole thing. Do you know what I mean? It was a farce, but...
I mean, what a moral stand and what a selfless stand by Sevco to stand up and moan about the Championship, League 1 and League 2 ending early.
They're standing up for everybody's rights this year. Anyone.
It didn't affect them.
Aye.
It didn't affect them, but can I just say, well done. Absolutely. I honestly really touched about their concern and everything that they had for Scottish football. I mean,
if ever any proof has been needed, which it isn't really, I mean, you're talking about hundreds of years of no signing Catholics, but if there was any doubt or any maybe feeling that maybe in a progressive society things may have changed, what has been clear throughout this is their absolute hatred of us. It's just, this is all about stopping us. That's
the most pleasing thing about it for me.
What's the end game? They're going to lose cash out of this, and they're hemorrhaging money. I mean, and they're willing to go down the tubes just to stop us. They hate us so much.
It's beautiful.
They would happy go null and void and go down the tubes, liquidate and start again. They don't care whether they die a million times.
No, that's what I call Rangers Volume 3.
Yes.
Aye, they just want us to be fucked, and they don't care what it takes.
I mean, a special mention for Tom English and the Gardner
he's
from
a fucking
Tam Soup.
I didn't mind him for a while, you know.
Jesus,
never liked him.
Jesus Christ, he never half went down in my estimations, and he had. There was a few things actually that over the years that here and there that I have disagreed with him on, but you know, on the main, he was one of the ones that I didn't dislike, and they're getting fewer.
Never liked him. Always a Westbrook soup taking cunt, and Pat Whelan, the former Irish rugby coach, did the right thing when he knocked fuck out of him in 1998. So big mention to Pat Whelan if he's still about, the Irish rugby coach.
Well done, Big Pat, the shagger.
Yep. Yeah.
I know not a thing about rugby.
You don't need to, as long as Tom English get his fucking carrot punched in.
He did, and that's all that mattered. But I mean, Gardner, we've seen where his loyalties lie. The Stenhouse Muir chairman, who is an advisor for the Grand Lodge of Scotland, and Budge, a person that looks like a dog and then met a genie.
You can understand the self-serving of Thistle and Hearts.
You can understand that, but Budge is a fucking, for someone that's made money, fucking hell, man, she's a fucking idiot. And she's a fucking idiot because she fancies
They've
Craig
made an
Levine.
arse at Hearts, and it's all of their own doing. They've got no one to blame but themselves. No one to blame but themselves. They could have got out of trouble, maybe, but for the last 18 months, they have been the worst club in Scotland. You can't be the worst club in Scotland for 18 months with the budget they've got, with the money they threw away with Levine and the farce of that, and no sacking him and keeping him. He's still probably on a wage there, the cunt. They asked him to that stand. They asked they made it a stand and all fast there, the money lost there. They have thrown away money left, right and centre.
And just as you mentioned that, the stand there, who was it that made an arse of the stand? Gardner at Inverness.
Forgot to order the seats when he was Hearts, when he worked for Hearts.
So, you know, they've got no one to blame but themselves. But you can understand why they would vote to try and, you know, save their skin or whatever. And same with Thistle.
I don't know why Hearts would, because the vote that they're moaning about had nothing to do with the SPFL.
Yeah.
The Premiership.
Yeah.
Had nothing.
It's self-serving, JP. But you know, if anyone you know looking at this, I mean, thinks that the guys should lose their jobs just because Rangers say so. I mean, it's nonsense. The whole thing's nonsense. But there's a bit of self-serving going on here. Of course, certain clubs are going to vote certain ways. But what the fuck? Rangers, what the fuck have Rangers got to do with any of this? They've really got no... What, they lose nothing here. Nothing. They were 13 points behind, and they are lucky that's all it finished in the end, because it would have been extended, I believe. We were going to... We are the
ones with the grievance. We have been denied a quadruple treble.
I wanted to see Celtic win 9 in a row. I've not seen that. You know, that's something my dad seen in the 60s. You know, I seen Rangers do it and to fucking watch that. And I wanted to see it.
I'm more pissed off for the quadruple treble. The league was in the bag.
Yeah.
How many times? This is the time we've all got... Well, me and Mikey have got 2-year-olds. You've got a 3-year-old. How many times? This is the stories we tell our Waynes in the pub. 10, 15 years.
Yeah. We've been talking about these dreams all season.
We should be fucking pissed off.
We are.
It should be us.
Yeah,
but everybody was making out as if Celtic had fuck all to lose because they've got money in the bank. Everything will be fine for Celtic.
They handed the title.
Absolute bullshit.
I know.
Absolute bullshit, because number one, we've got the biggest outgoings. Your money won't last forever.
You know?
Do you know what I mean? So all that piss at Celtic, it's alright for Celtic having money, etc. Utter shite. Celtic have got money because they're ran correctly, and hindsight's a wonderful thing. No cunt could have foreseen any of this stuff happening. No. But we're pretty fortunate.
And actually, it's probably making Law look like an absolute legend now, let's be honest with you, because, you know, the fact that we have kept more money, and we've said it many times on here, what the fuck are we saving this for?
Well,
what's going on?
Just categorically, he wasn't saving it for a global pandemic in football.
No, I know he wasn't. No, of course not. But
no, but it just fell into a bit of luck, innit? It's a bit of fortunate.
Yep.
But he in effect made that luck. He in effect made their own luck, so to speak.
Sometimes cunts are lucky.
But give credit where credit's due. We are in a good financial position at this moment in time, unprecedented times.
Because he's a chartered accountant like myself, and that's the way you run it. You always want cash is king.
The fat Jap.
Yep, as they would call him.
As they call him, the Huns call him, the fat Jap.
Well, what about their chairman? I mean, I think
another fanny neck fucking fat orange bastard.
Who's chairman?
Douglas Park.
The former Hearts director, now Rangers chairman.
Was he involved with Hearts? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was the man that locked Syme in the changing room, got fined £1,000 by the SFA. He locked him after the game because he wasn't happy with his performance, then claimed he was doing it for his own safety. I mean, have you actually seen the man? He's fucking disgusting.
It's repulsive, isn't it? The man
he looks like one of those pelicans that swallowed a fish that's a wee bit too big for him.
It's like a cross between. It's a cross between like Danny DeVito as a penguin and Churchill. It's like a cross between Danny DeVito as a penguin and Churchill. That's what he looks like. Something like that.
It's no nice.
I think he just, if you were to describe what a Hun looks like, there'll probably be a picture of him in a dictionary beside it.
Yeah. Him and Mark Dingwall.
Fucking
horrible. And let's not forget Mark Dingwall, friends with
and Donald Finlay,
the murderer.
Although he's
William Beggs.
He's been in my good books recently. He had a few things to say about it all, didn't he?
Aye, Donald's not a fan of the new Rangers.
I have to say, Donald has conducted himself with absolute dignity since the old Rangers died. He's a man of...
He won't acknowledge the new Rangers at all, will he?
No, man of real principle was Big Donald.
Fair play.
Well, like myself, he's a man of legal facts, knows facts, doesn't do spin. He's a bit of a cunt, but he lives by facts.
But an honest one, at least.
Yeah, he's an honest...
If you know what I mean. Yeah.
I mean, I don't like bitter hun cunts, but I prefer an honest bitter hun cunt.
Yeah, be who you are.
Yeah,
that's all right.
So I mean, the one weird one for me was the Aberdeen thing, and I think their fans.
Aberdeen are playing it at all.
They did the statement afterwards, almost to placate their fans, and it was as if their fans had said to them, "Fuck off." Which,
oh right, so they were defending it kind of thing, like the
no,
fans
no,
weren't happy basically.
No, the fans weren't happy, and they then said after the vote was lost, we weren't supporting Rangers, try to distance themselves from the
right, because
that job.
So what were they just basically saying, that they just had 1 or 2 points that they felt were worth looking at type thing?
I think there is a couple of points that do need looked at, but it's
surprised.
the way they cunts have went about it. They've ruined it all by making it a witch hunt for to stop Celtic getting 9 in a row.
There is
it's bonkers.
The main
The
thing
PR here is bonkers.
The main thing to look at is why a new club without 3 years of accounts,
yep,
which is the rule to gain SFA membership and SPFL membership, got put straight into the 3rd division. Now, the way they appeased it, because Spartans were about to protest, and they would have won, was this new Lowland and Highland League to get into the Scottish setup.
Aye.
And that's how it was done. It was set up a few years later, but that's how it was done. I want an investigation from 2008.
Well,
when it was the old SPL.
If you're investigating a man, they've named and shamed him. They've named and shamed McLennan and the other cunt. I can't mind his name.
Doncaster.
No, Doncaster, McLennan, and the other one. There's 3, isn't there?
The Mackenzie,
right?
Mackenzie, yeah.
So they've name checked the 3 of them. Did they only start being corrupt the last month or so?
I would believe so. While they're
exactly, they've
the
because I had an argument with a cunt the other day, and he basically said to me, "Well, it's not that when yous were fucking claiming corruption at the SPFL and all that." I went, "Also, now our question's fucking pertinent to try and back up your claims, you cunt. I mean, yous laughed it out the door when we first said it. I said, "Way, fuck yourselves." No, I mean, you can't fucking say that.
It is ultimately a members' organisation. It is basically a democratic system.
Well, basically
everybody gets to vote on.
See what the likes of English doesn't realise. Doncaster represents the clubs.
Yeah.
The clubs. It's all a members' organisation. See if the clubs want rid of Doncaster.
Aye, they vote him out at the end of the year.
They vote him out. He's gone.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
It is the clubs deciding. And as someone said, I think it was Stephen Ray on Twitter, 13 votes seems huge, as in a moral victory for them. Yet 13 points seems small when it comes to the difference in the league.
Aye.
And I think that's the most succinctly someone has put it.
I was surprised it was as many as 13, but you're still talking about 13 versus 27 and 2 abstained. So you're still talking about less than half of the amount that didn't voted the other way. Do you know what I mean? So it isn't a very small amount, really.
You've got to look at it. You've got the people going down from League 2, potentially playoffs. I don't know if the playoff will happen, so they'll be fine. But you've got the guys for the promotion playoffs who have got a bit of a bugbear with it. Guys who are bottom of the league. Do you know the way
you could eliminate 4 or 5 of those clubs from that 13 who are completely just, of course they're going to vote that way because Thistle, Hearts, the ones we've mentioned, that it would be suicidal for them not to try and save their skin, right? Or save their going to being relegated. So you could take that out of it, which means that really you've only got 5 or 6 clubs here that had a moral or felt compelled to agree with Rangers.
Who would have a grievance, and you could understand their grievance.
But now, still a very small number of clubs.
Can I just say though, absolutely,
most clubs understood the pressures that what people were under and the decisions that are having to be made on unprecedented circumstances and how and the time that it has to all be done in. It's no job that any cunt would fancy, is it? And mistakes hard not to make some errors during that.
I don't care. The thing I'm delighted about is Hearts are fucking down.
Aye.
I'm over the moon about that now.
Fucking fans.
Do you know there was a point in time where
box stadium. Go fuck yourselves, you fucking Edinburgh Huns.
There was a point in time when I
And
thought,
fuck
you know,
Lee
it's not
Smith. I
fair
hope
that
you're out
anybody
of
goes
job.
down through this. I would have
Fuck him.
supported reconstruction at one point. I thought for one season and then right at the end of the season by relegating more or something like that. I would have been for that at one point, because I would have thought it is unfair that clubs, especially Thistle, to get relegated in
Thistle.
that manner.
Fuck Thistle.
At that time.
Their fucking chairwoman person, she was fucking banging that Colin Weir while he was married and all that. So, fuck her. Fuck voting with the Huns. See, anyone that voted with the Huns and even had a fucking grievance, fuck them. I hope they fucking die. If we ever loan them a fucking player, then I'll fucking spit in Lowell the next time I see
But
him.
anyway,
Fuck
point
them
I
all.
was getting to was
Fuck
by
them
the
all.
time we got
Fucking
maybe
cunts.
even halfway through all of this, there was no doubt about it. Hearts being gone is an absolute fucking joyous thing to behold. I'm
I
so
hope
happy.
Thistle fucking die. Fucking cravat wearing cunts.
West End wankers.
I've got somebody I care about loves Thistle. I
don't
don't
give a flying
mind.
fuck.
I don't mind Thistle.
They were
Fuck them. They
My
voted for the
grandad's.
Huns.
They were my grandad's team, but I
Do
couldn't give a
what?
fuck, to be honest with you.
Oh, scum.
Get them down.
Fuck
I'm
them.
happy for them.
Fuck Stranraer. Fuck Stenhouse.
The way
Stranraer. Fuck everyone.
if you don't want to be relegated, don't be bottom of the league. Do you know what I mean? Pandemics, it's an unexpected set of circumstances. It's a shame for some clubs, but at the end of the day, if you don't be bottom of the table. You know what I mean? Run your club better.
Aye.
You're in that situation because you put yourself there, and I think that's where the moaning should stop. And Celtic are in the position we're in because we put ourselves there. So are Dundee United. So are everybody else that's coming up.
So
If Falkirk spent so much money and then they just they missed out, that poor
And they're
them.
still behind Rafe Rovers. Falkirk are fucking full time,
Yeah.
spending
Yeah.
£1,000 a week on some
Yeah.
players, and you've got Rafe
So
Rovers.
whose fault's that they're
£400
behind?
Fucking Falkirk.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, Hearts, with the amount of money they spent to be bottom in that league and have been bottom of it for so long, they're like I say, if you counted it up, I think it was 18 or 20 months, Hearts would have been bottom in the league still in terms of form over that time.
The thing is,
They've been-
if you
with the amount of
remember
money being spent at that club.
If you remember the start of last season, Mick, they were top of the league and had the run, and we were like, we're bending, and the Huns
Yeah.
were doing badly as well. They
I
had
think
like
it's
10
since
games,
then.
and I said, this is the equivalent of their Burley season. Do you remember me saying that?
Yeah,
Mick?
I remember
Um,
that one here. Aye.
And they'll die. They'll just die. And that's all they've done. So in that period, I think it's been more than 18 months. I think you're talking a good 20 months. I know it's
Aye,
only 2
I think
months
it
of
is.
difference.
I think
But
it is something like
they
that.
have been gasher than gash.
This season alone, they've only won 4 games this season. That's
Two
fucking
against the-
horrendous.
2 against the Huns or something.
But one of them was a cup game, Matt.
Aye.
And
So, 4
actually,
games,
to be
that's
fair,
horrendous.
from what I've heard, a lot of Hearts fans have, generally speaking, accepted this better than maybe Anne Budge has and the board has and stuff like that. There's a lot of Hearts fans on Twitter saying we have not been good enough for a long, long time, and questions should be asked as to what the fuck caused that, because the amount of money that's been wasted and how the hell Levine stayed in that club and is still at that club, it's unfathomable. I mean, unfathomable. What he has resided over has been abject, complete and utter abject failure from the minute he got there, in every role that he's had.
Matt, the way I looked at it as well, it's like you said, Mick, it's a global pandemic. Somebody's going to miss out on something, right? Now, the way I see it, and some cunts would say you're biased and all that. Who gives a fuck? Their opinion matters not, because they don't win anything. End of the day, Celtic are the biggest club in the country. They put the most into the game. They've worked their arse off. They've got a massive wage budget, massive transfer fees, they've massive outlay to get where they are today. Dundee United have invested in their team, done it the right way, worked their balls off, won the league essentially.
We've also made sacrifices financially.
But where's their argument?
Made financial sacrifices in the past and continuously do for the benefit of this game as well. And our fan base provides for an awful lot of clubs in this country, and I don't like to say that. I certainly wouldn't like to use it in a threatening manner like Rangers fans like to do. But I just mean just in the kind of positive sense of Celtic bring a lot of money to these clubs and have taken deals in the past that were for the benefit of the Scottish game rather than really what our financial worth was.
Well, we gave away a portion of our TV. We gave away a portion of TV money. We also conceded on some of the, what do you call it, the voting share. So that it was more fair for everybody else. So
the contributions from the Champions League that we contribute and have been
none of these chairmen at the very start, it was that and Budge, you can't give you titles and all this pish, and then she quickly changed her tune.
Yeah.
How's it alright for Celtic, Dundee United, whoever else was running the league further down? How's it alright for them to miss out when they've put the hardest work in for the benefit of their club to get up the division,
and
but yet the cunts at the bottom who contribute nothing have to
if
just
this
get away
happened
with it?
after 15, 20 games, I would really see the points here. But 30 games, there was 8 games to go.
We're in
you cannot
March.
just say that doesn't mean anything.
Nah. And listen, see if it was, see for talking's sake, say it was December, just after the Huns had beat us at Celtic Park, right? And this happened. Then I don't think you'd have any fucking other option than to avoid the league, because you'd have to. There's no other way you could call that.
No,
but
I agree.
Now you can't. There's over 3/4 of the league being played. There's no way on earth that you can turn around and say, "Nah, that's it. All bets are off."
And also, Mikey, how many games would we need to lose? 4 or something?
I think we only needed to win 3. I think we only needed to win 3, and that was it done anyway.
I think it was more
what
points.
I mean is, my point I was going to make was 4 wins, 4 losses, right? How over 8 games? How long has it taken us to lose 4 or last 4 games? You think about that?
We've not even lost 4 this year alone.
Basically, what we
in the league anyway.
It could be 18 months.
We'd need to lose more points than we've lost already this season in those last 8 games.
I love their argument. They go, well, we beat yous at fucking Celtic Park in December. I went, so fuck, we beat yous at Ibrox at the start of the season. That's conveniently been forgotten about.
Yeah. Fucking Livingston's beat us 2-0. Will we award them the championship?
Aye, exactly.
Do you want to do that?
It's crazy. The whole thing's crazy. We'd won the league. It was over. And they were saying it. They were the first ones saying it all over telly. Ali McCoist, every cheerleader, Hun cheerleader gave up. Alex Ray, they all gave in. They all said it's over, finished. Yep. Every Hun you seen on Twitter was wanting Gerrard out the door for about a week, and then this all happened.
Make no bones about it. This thing has saved his job. That saved his job.
I can't believe that he'll be there next season. I can't believe that financially that'll be viable for them. I think he'll be looking around, surely, unless he's a complete and utter idiot, and I'm sure he's got a decent agent. They'll be looking and sniffing about and finding out what the landscape is.
You've answered your own question. Unless he's a fucking complete nut idiot.
Yeah, but surely a guy in Gerrard's position's got an agent of, he is.
He is, but he's arrogant. He's an idiot. He truly believes he's won the league this season and last.
Yeah, of course he's got.
He won the league after he won the league after 86 minutes.
A season and he's never had a job before it. Fuck's sake.
Yeah. It's incredible. He's still in the job. Incredible. And to be honest with you, I think that if I'm in his position and his people's position that help him make decisions, I'm thinking it would be suicide to stay there another year, because what's he going to be given to spend next year? I mean, what a Celtic, the financial gap, I don't know whether it will widen here or how things all work out, because
I don't think we'll spend up.
Mick, we need to build again.
We don't need to.
We do, because our cash reserves are getting burned considerably. Trust me, they will be getting burned considerably. We will probably need to look to sell an asset which I'm fine
Aye,
with.
yeah.
It happens once a season. Happy for Ayer to go in and the boys.
I
know,
think we'll get 15 million for him.
if we get 15 million, I'd be over the moon.
I think we'll get that. I
10
think we'll
plus
get that.
I'd be
No
happy.
bother.
10 plus, I'd be happy, man.
The only thing that would
10
make
plus, I'd be happy.
the only thing that would make me maybe can reconsider that is because the coronavirus thing. Certainly 3 months ago, we'd have got 15 million for him. I think that's what they were planning on
months ago?
spending on him.
Do you remember
Well-
watching him 3 months ago, mate, when he was diving in,
Oh, no, I
everything
know.
in Copenhagen?
Oh, I know.
Mate,
Oh, I know.
it's-
But the rumours of AC Milan started before this coronavirus thing, and
but
that
he-
was the figures being talked about.
But
Time.
AC Milan are like 6th or 7th in Serie A. AC Milan haven't touched, serious football positions within Serie A in quite a few years, mate.
but
they
they've
are.
got-
But no,
they've
but
been new
that
owners,
was the
no, no, no.
figures.
Yeah,
though.
they've had Chinese. Is it Chinese or Far East owners? I can't recall, but they've had it for about a season and a half, and they've spent an absolute fortune on guff.
The point
They are the
was though
hearts
that
of
was the
Scottish
figures
football.
being discussed, and I don't think, unless the coronavirus is changing things so drastically, I think we might be in that ballpark for Ayer, and see if we get that for Ayer, that will offset an awful lot of the damage that's going to be done to Celtic. Celtic are still going to sell. We're getting into our 10 in a row season. Well, I know that still things are uncertain as how what next season's going to look like, how it's going to start and when it's going to start. But at some point, we're going to be playing football again.
Right.
At some point, we will.
Let the accountant talk, mate. We have a wage budget of about £50 million, and that includes all staff from here, there, and everywhere. Bonuses will be down, so we need to get £50 million. Our average season ticket price, I think it's £500. So you take 52,000, that's £26 million. 5.2 million of that is VAT, so you've got 20.8 million. So there's a deficit of, this is just straight off my head, 29.8 million. So say we get 10 million from Adidas, and we get bonuses at all the rest. You're talking about 19.8 million a deficit. 15 million, if we get that, a touch wood, which I'm actually doing, we do, get 4.8 million of a deficit. Then you've got other ancillary costs, whether it's electricity and water rates.
But they're all
council tax.
year-round things. They're all year-round things,
But the
and
thing is,
we're
we
not
need-
losing
we
out on
need to-
income, really.
But the thing is, where's the season ticket money?
Well, it's delayed, but
But are
we've
you
got a
going-
mass fan base
I'm the only
that
stupid
going into
one
a season.
But the thing is, I'm the only stupid fucker out of us
Yeah,
that paid their season ticket on the first day of the renewal.
right.
Because I usually do, and you guys are well aware, I usually moan and whine.
But do you
See, I'm
think
not
we'll
doing
struggle
it.
to sell season tickets next year?
No, but we can't sell £550 season tickets for us not getting into a ground. If you think we're honestly getting into a ground this year, maybe
I don't-
December, then not a chance we're getting into the ground.
That's the
So-
thing. That's the thing. I'm erring on the side of the season starts at some point in August, September.
It does, but
as
with
normal,
no fans.
right?
With no
Right.
fans.
I know, but I don't know that yet. Nobody knows that yet. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't. I have no idea, JP, what's going to happen. No idea. And I don't
Likewise-
think any of us can say for sure.
Likewise me, but if you take the data and everything else, then there is not going to be mass gatherings of 60,000 people in August, mate.
Yeah, it's just a grim outlook.
But
But
the thing is, it's the same for everyone. So
Here's our saving grace.
It isn't in any way a leveler.
But
We're still financially. It hurts everyone.
No, it hurts
Equally
us.
almost.
It hurts us more because we have more contractual obligations and outgoings, whereas when business is normal, we have more turnover, more money coming in to meet these obligations and make profit or wipe our face or make a small loss. We are now at the stage where we have contracts, legally binding liabilities that are far higher than any other club and far higher than 30 million that will have been burnt through.
But
by-
we also
by a good
have
amount.
a lot more money in the bank, and this is
That's
all
what I'm talking
proportional.
about. That's what I'm talking about. This is getting burnt
But
through.
it's
There's
all
only-
proportional.
There's only, but the thing is, 30. I could earn how do I say this nicely, mate? I could earn £1 million a week, right? But if my bills are £1,001 a week, someone earning £500 a week with bills of £350 a week is richer than me, because they've got 150 quid in their pocket, and I'm £1 down a week.
Yes, yeah,
so
no,
that,
I know. So
that
it's all
will
proportional.
be
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and proportionately, we suffer the most. If
So
you look at the cash burn,
The difference for us is we've got a buffer the now, but when that's gone,
we have a buffer the now. When it's gone,
Aye.
then we need to look at ways of getting as much income as possible. But because of Lawwell, and as much as I hate to say it, because of his background, accountants don't, and even myself, I'm doing it in my work when I'm technically doing the bunny ears quotation thing furloughed, which I'm not. I'm sure you've all seen naked pictures of me in work. Mick, you've seen more than you'd maybe wish to ask for.
Yeah, full cock and balls, yeah.
Yes, which you called the brain. But, yeah, he will be making plans right now. There'll be contingencies. We will be sorted in terms of corporate governance, corporate planning. We will have things in place. But what I mean is, when I was going back to my original point, we will need to build again in a certain way. We'll need the lucky Champions League qualification now. All of this could be mitigated, and we could be in the very lucky position of UEFA cutting short the qualification, just saying maybe the top 16 teams get an automatic, in the UEFA rankings, in terms of league rankings, get one automatic qualification. It might go from 32 to 48 places just for the season, and that would be the thing that would basically negate all of this.
Nah, because that's an instant £30 million, isn't it?
Well, you divide it by 48 teams, so it might be 22, 23 million pounds. But
still fucking...
That's a fair chunk of money.
Aye.
Yeah.
So we have liabilities because of contracts that are far outweigh any other club. Well, I don't think... I think Safeco this season, will be not too far off us, because they're idiots.
The thing I seen in the paper was when they worked it out for the last financial documents.
The cash burn, the number of days.
Celtic were like 7 million a month. The Huns were 3.5. So they're essentially half of what we are, but we've got more money to buffer us. Know what I mean?
But the thing is also, they've got Highlander, Kent, instalments to pay for. We will also have the buffer of hopefully Dembele. And a few other things. So, do you know what?
And we have assets. We don't want to sell too many of them, but we do have assets.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, we'll come out of that. We're in a much better position than anybody in Scottish football, because we have the cash in the bank and we have assets, and a lot of them. We have probably got maybe 10 players that we could sell for over £10 million. Maybe as many as that. You've got Forrest, McGregor, Eddie.
Forrest wouldn't.
10 million quid for Forrest?
Forrest is easily a £10 million player.
Oh, easy, mate.
Who do you think could buy Forrest, though, for 10 million?
Listen, there's teams down south that spend money on more shite than Forrest and pay more
but
for it.
Who are going to be able to spend money on Forrest?
Well,
because
this is it. We don't know.
Clubs are teetering.
We don't know. That's the thing. The whole landscape's fucked, man. But I look at us as being in a strong position. We've got cash in the bank. We've got sellable assets if it gets desperate, and we've got a massive loyal fan base. I think we'll be all right, and I still think we'll emerge the strongest club in Scotland by a country mile.
As much as I hate to say it, and all those things are true that you said, Mick, we have got these things. We've got time because of money in the bank, but our strongest asset right now, and I fucking hate to say it, is actually Lawwell, because of what he's been trained in, what he's qualified in, what he'll be planning, and what he needs to do. And you'll know there'll be markers, because when Lawwell gets down to 15 million in the bank, he'll be twitchy. Now, we all had 15 million in the bank. If the Huns had 15 million in the bank, they'd be having fucking sheep parties.
Aye.
You know, but for him, that'll be a fucking twitcher.
But this is where he's earned. This is where he knew has to earn his bonus, because this is what he's there for. This is, and
absolutely,
people actually forget that as well. Although he can be a cunt and we can criticise certain aspects of it, but he's in this position because he is fucking shit hot at his job.
I would say politically,
especially like you say
circles,
during a time like this.
Politically in football circles, certainly in Scotland, he's second to none.
Yeah,
in terms
he's
of
played an absolute blinder, and then like his involvement with UEFA as well. You know, he's got right in about getting involved with that. He's got good relationships with Ajax and different clubs. You know, you could end up coming out of this with some Atlantic League. Who knows what the future holds for Celtic? And we all know, and I've spoke about before about the DAZN mob, who were ready to launch the UK. In fact, it was worldwide. May 2nd, they were going, because I think they'd only been in certain territories up until then, and I don't actually know what happened with the launch, because obviously coronavirus is a bit mad now and there's no live sport, and they're a live sport, you know, network. Therefore they want to be the new Netflix of live sport. They want to basically buy up all content from all countries and have a worldwide subscription for sports from all over the world. So
who's this, Mick?
They're called DAZN, DAZN.
Big in America right now.
They're massive in America now. They control boxing. Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Sports are linked up with them, and Anthony Joshua's with them. Canelo's now signed with them. Golovkin's signed with them. So they started with boxing, but they own everything in Germany and Italy. They own Serie A. You can watch games all simultaneously through like the app through like you would through Netflix. You can watch games live. You can even watch games later on if you get in late for work. You can watch them from the beginning instead of watching them as live. You know, and it's all stored on there for a certain amount of time. So they, like say, each week the games will be stored on there for a week or two before the catalogue goes away, kind of thing.
Aye.
So you get time, you'll be able to watch games retrospectively as well as live.
That's
Plus,
class.
one subscription covers all sports, so it's not like, so you would have content to say they already own, let's say, the Bundesliga and Serie A rights exclusively at the moment, so that's how the Italians and Germans watch their football, through the zone. But because they've got those contracts, they can then show that content to us. So as part of our subscription, we'll have the Bundesliga, we'll have Italian football, Spanish football, all under the one banner. And it's going to revolutionise the way we watch content. But what it also is going to revolutionise is how you get paid. Because it no longer is about who watches that league. It's how many subscribers does that club bring. And that makes Celtic a bigger player than they are currently.
No, it doesn't, because the SPFL and the English Premier League, similar things, they would not accept that, because it's more than a 10-2 vote, and they would not accept those things. So
over time, that is exactly how it has to go. Celtic,
it will over time, but
clubs will negotiate their own deals.
Plus, we've got a Sky Sports deal,
depending on subscribers. That's what the future will eventually look like.
But the thing is, if you're Motherwell, right, and you're getting offered £100,000 or £200,000, knowing that they don't give a flying fuck about Motherwell v Hamilton, and it's only to see Celtic play them maybe once, maybe twice if they're in the top six. Same with Sevco.
But this is what I mean, though. This is why the likes of, and you're seeing it in boxing and UFC, there's some kind of a kind of revolutionising of sport worldwide because of the way it's going to be consumed. And that's why I do think it's inevitable in our lifetime that there will no longer be an SPFL or a Scottish League. It's all about viewership. Now, a DAZN, for example, are going to want Celtic Rangers. They're going to want that because if Rangers are still in existence in some form or another, because it's a big draw. People hear about that tie and they want to see it. But really, I could see an Atlantic League of some kind going with Celtic, Ajax. I could see something like that happening.
No, I would like that, but then again, you've got to think of, we don't ever think about Turkish football, but Galatasaray have got 12 million registered fans, more than Celtic. So,
or an all British league. I could see that happening as well. I could see it like every.
We're going to be independent soon, mate. Why would we? Have a British league?
But you know what I mean. I can see a kind of a British Isles league also being a potential goer as well, where you throw in all your Irish, your Welsh, your Southern Irish, even Northern Irish, and football clubs, everyone into all into kind of 5 or 6 leagues or whatever.
Get 'em out.
I can see that him or fucking me.
But things are going to change. There's no doubt about that. And Lowell, luckily, is part of all these discussions. You know.
Aye.
Well, he's part of the ECA, isn't he? He's
European Club Association. He's in with Rummenigge. Did I call him Rummenigge?
That's his name.
Rummenigge.
He's a clown, but he's trying to kind of close off the Champions League to just 16 big teams. He's a wanker. Big Carol Hines, big Carol Soup.
You may again get things like that happening where if a network gets such control of a sport, they may start to do things like that. This draws viewers, this does that.
But
different
then
formats.
You are talking about, as big a club as we think we are, you are talking about the Southeast Asian market. So if it's pay-per-view, then the gap between Celtic
it's
and
subscription based. And subscribers are asked why they subscribe, and the majority of Chinese people will be subscribing for.
You're talking about the gap between earnings between a Celtic and a Barcelona, as big as it is right now. Will probably be tenfold of what it is. It will be larger, because you ask a Chinese guy in, I don't know, Beijing, Shanghai, who are you subscribing for? Barca, Real, Man U,
you know, JP, Arsenal. It's all about telling stories, and I tell you what, see, things are changing. Look, for instance, something I think Celtic should definitely do is see, like, Sunderland Till I Die and the Man City thing. Celtic, especially at this time during 9 and 10,
you've just reminded me of something else as well there, Mick.
We should have a documentary team. We should have a documentary team that's been filming Celtic, hopefully, the last few years. I've not heard anything, I don't know, but hopefully that's something that we've took notice as a club, because to film this period in our history and put that up on Netflix, people are watching things. I'm watching a thing called The Last Stand about Michael Jordan, or The Last Dance it might be called, which I'm not into basketball, but this documentary is fucking unbelievable, man. It's so well done. People are tuning in all over the world into different sports if there's a story, and our club has an absolutely stupendous story and history to tell.
I get that, mate, but I'm not. I love Sunderland Till I Die, but I'm not going to watch a League One game in England.
But what I mean is, you will find that there'll be Chinese subscribers who are now Sunderland fans because of that documentary, or people, Netflix subscribers who saw that documentary down in Australia who now have a soft spot for Sunderland and watch their games. I mean, what I'm saying is, it's a changing world. Do you know what I mean? But I think we're well placed.
Well, Mick, just because you said that about Sunderland Till I Die, it's just I've just remembered that they're actually making a programme at Hearts now, which will be documenting all this shit of them getting relegated.
Yes. That will be. I will watch that, even if it benefits Hearts for me to watch it. I will watch.
I tell you why I remember. It's because some daft fucking Jambo on Twitter had put up all this shite's happening, blah blah blah, and I've just remembered that they're making a fucking Sunderland Till I Die type documentary at Tynecastle, and I was like, you fucking beauty.
That will be brilliant viewing.
I've got movement in my boxers.
I can't wait to the moment the camera cuts to Anne Budge sitting at her desk and a receptionist going, Donald Parks on the phone, and she's like, "Oh,
Don't.
shit."
Don't.
It's going to be a... Oh.
You'll make me ejaculate.
She's
you'll
fucking
make me
scratching that fanny on her
ejaculate
neck.
in front of however many thousand people are listening. Honest to God, that sounds
Mate.
fucking magnificent, doesn't it?
I can cast iron guarantee they've heard a lot worse for us.
Oh aye, 100%. I have no doubt at some point one of us will have an orgasm on a podcast.
So.
Yeah.
On the podcast. What do you
Yeah.
mean one of us will?
Uh-huh.
That's what
Has that happened? Did I
constantly
miss
do.
that?
You made it. You know that. Welcome to
Why-
the party.
Why do you
I
think
sent
that
Mikey. I sent a voice note to JP actually recently. It was to a group chat after one night I was particularly stoned, where I did talk in
Every night.
detail about my sexual
Gratification?
in my stone mind I had actually come to really sort of sit and really think and analyse and really really think that I actually, the fact of the matter is, if watching Rangers die for a second time would make me happier as a person, I would then think I might try and bang a missus tonight. I would probably masturbate more, right? And then I was thinking of that, and I was kind of thinking it, logicalising it. I was thinking that does mean I am literally sexually aroused, or certainly would be provoked to be more sexual watching Rangers die a second time. And I thought that's
I would
actual
expect
fact.
nothing more for you.
It's
I'd
not
expect
just
nothing more for you.
It's not just talks and jokes. I would literally do that. I know I would. And I just thought to think of that in actual realistic terms, it just kind of put it in a different perspective for me. Thought we all say these things, but I really thought about it.
But do we really mean them? Do we really mean them?
And that's what the hash gave me. It gave me that moment where I went, I actually mean that when I say that. There is truth behind that. Solid evidence.
Right, boys, we'll fit an hour. Shall we have a wee break?
Yes.
You know, might have a wee bong, you know.
Diagonal Mick will be on after the break. But we'll have a wee break here, lads, and we'll pick it up. We'll talk about 9 in a row and a couple of other things, and we come back, alright? Welcome back for the second half of We Shall Not Be Moves podcast, the Fenian Dossier. Here we go, lads. Done it again.
I say leave it in.
Fucking showing off now. So, we spoke about the SPL pish and all that stuff at the start.
Did we?
Kinda.
Well, kinda. That and fucking Hans Zimmer stuff and Jesus, Mick.
Philosophical stuff.
Yeah.
I got all philosophical, didn't I?
Some of it was beautiful, I'm not going to lie. But
right. You got sexual.
there's this is Thursday evening. We're recording this, but there's a wee growing rumour that we could be getting crowned 9 in a row champions tomorrow. How he's feeling about that? Because we did obviously touch on that Celtic have been kind of wronged here. We've lost the most because we're not getting to see this part of the history, but there's ways and means that we will make up for it. But in the short term, you want to see it all happening on the park.
And you wouldn't mind being able to go out and at least enjoy a pint about it, but we can't even fucking do that. So it's no ideal, to be honest with you, Mikey. I think I'd be underwhelmed. I'm happy for us to be champions. We deserve to be champions. We're 13 points clear, and the gap was going to get wider. They completely capitulated, and we were purring, as we have done at that point in the season. Every season for the last, 8 before, it was time to perfection. We were peak. We were at our peak. We were looking really fantastic. Callum McGregor, Eddie, were looking sensational, absolutely sensational. I thought Callum McGregor towards the end of the games or the end of the seasons, it's probably going to be looked like, beyond what I thought he was a season before, and I thought he was good then. Callum McGregor looked elite to me at times towards the end of the last handful of games.
I was getting right back to his best, man.
And I think if it wasn't for how outstanding Eddie is, I think maybe almost McGregor kind of got overlooked at how good that boy played. But Eddie was outstanding. I thought there was a lot of people that played well. There was we had a real good season in a lot of ways. I mean, we had a couple of downs with games at Cluj and stuff like that. We lost a couple of key games that maybe we would kick ourselves in Europe. But we also beat Lazio twice. We dominated what looked like a difficult group. We made it look easy. At times we were scintillating. There were times we were slightly frustrating because you felt we were just that little bit capable of more, but there was injuries here and there and little issues defensively at times, I felt. But we really had a great season. I thought we looked really good. I was saying to you just off there before we come back on, I feel really sorry for Neil Lennon that he didn't get to get over the line properly. I think he would have wanted to play all the games and know of anybody questioning anything. I think he would have liked his chance at the treble. I think because Brendan had done it before. Sorry, the Rat had done it. Previous
minus 13 points.
And I know Neil Lennon finished it off last season, but I think and he'll feel that the majority of the work had been sort of done to a certain extent. So I think he would have felt this was his first true treble in that series, and I think he would have felt anything less than a treble might have appeared like a failure to him because of the way we'd been dominating.
Well, the way to look at it is
he was robbed of his chance to kind of do that. Really,
he won a calendar treble. He won the League Cup.
Yep.
He won the Scottish Cup at the end of last season, and he won the league. So,
oh no! Listen, Neil Lennon should be proud of his achievements and what he's done since he's been back as manager, 100%. And some of the football we've played, I have enjoyed much more than I did even under Rodgers, and I did enjoy some of the football, I've got to say, when he was there. But I think Lennon's football has been even more exciting to watch, and I think we've been better this year in a lot of ways. I think other than one or two letdowns here and there, we had. I think this has been our best season of since the Rat started. I genuinely do think in a lot of ways this could have been, had it got to its completion, I think it could have been the best season that we've had.
No, Invincibles.
The Invincibles was unreal.
And
but our European performances as well, when you add up that and the levity of that.
Well, we drew twice against Man City, a team that was unbeaten.
They were good performances,
and
no doubt.
We drew against Mönchengladbach. Yeah, we drew against Mönchengladbach away when we should have won the match. We were the dominant team. We lost against Mönchengladbach at home. But I'll tell you what, that is one of... I'm not saying they're the best team or the greatest team we've ever faced in Europe, but that is one of the most complete performances I've seen against us. They weren't flashy, they were just very effective that game. Was it 2-0 or 3-0? I can't remember.
Yeah, they were brilliant.
The Barcelona games, right. I was on honeymoon, I think, for the home game.
But I've enjoyed the football in the Neil Lennon. Have you not?
Did I give you my season ticket?
I think apart from a few stutters here and there because of injuries, and it was a shame El Yunusi when he did, and Christie had bought bits and bobs and stuff like that. But I think he was unlucky with certain things in timing of injuries. But still, I mean.
But then again, he was lucky in terms of he had to change the formation, and the football's got better since he changed.
When Griffiths had an instrumental part in actually the change in January, and I was exciting to see him, and I feel a bit sorry for him again that he's now sitting about his house. It's not ideal when you're just trying to get back to your best, but hopefully he's keeping fit. But yeah, for me there was hints, there was real sustained periods here and there as well of a really quite a brilliant team there, you know, and I was excited. I was excited about parts of this season. I really was. I thought there were real signs of a team there.
I'll be honest. For me, this season has been very frustrating. I could see like you said, the shoots of potential growth, but in terms of you take that Invincible season, we would have wiped Copenhagen aside. We wouldn't have had a problem with a team like that. We wouldn't have had a problem with a team like Cluj in the European qualifiers.
I think we just got it wrong against Copenhagen. We were fucking shite.
I think in terms of tactically, I think Lennon
he made an arse of it.
He made an arse of it.
But I also don't think. I think it was just one of those nights, and it happens where just one or two key guys just maybe weren't quite at it, or a bit tired.
The game should have been done over
there. No. The game should have been done over there. Tactically,
it should have been.
Everyone else was shouting out for changes against Copenhagen that they didn't happen. Also, I would say we lost silly goals, records.
By the way.
We had
that was unfortunate. The couple of defensively this season, we shot ourselves in the foot. I mean,
mostly
I would say that the vast majority of the disappointments we had this season were due to defensive issues.
But then you've got to look at these things in terms of cup competitions. And as much as I love Lenny, I think he's done a great job this season. I've no qualms. I mean, I was very disappointed when he was appointed. But in terms of, you've got to look at Sion, Utrecht, and there was one anomaly where we got to the last 16 under Lenny. But his European and Cup record had been very, very poor. His first ever League Cup win was this season.
Was there any team that we didn't score goals against this season? Because I think something...
Livingston?
Was Livingston?
No, we drew 2-0.
Livingston.
No, we beat Livingston at home 1-0, and then
it was
more
was
than
that
1-0.
last year they beat us?
We in terms of away,
No,
we
they
drew
beat us this
2-2.
year. Did they not
They-
beat us this year?
They beat us 2-0, but we drew 2-2.
But what
in
we
the
did
second
prove
game
this
at
year was
Livingston.
we
But
would,
that's what I'm saying.
we would
So we didn't score
goals.
against them at Almond Vale.
No, we didn't score them in the first game at Almond Vale.
No,
we
we
didn't
didn't-
score against
nah.
them. The second game we did because we had that last minute Tom Rogic equaliser, and
So
then Hamilton
there
scored a
would
winner.
maybe
at
a game
Ibrox.
that we can remember this season where we didn't score a goal. I mean, we proved this season. We played a lot of good sides in Europe as well, and we proved this season that we can score goals against anyone. What we also proved was at times we could gift a goal here and there, and I thought
We've always
we showed
had that in
fragility
us.
there.
Just that.
Despite
stupid
Fraser
mentality.
Forster being having an absolute fucking stonker of a season, but there might have been another few points dropped here and there, but going forward and from mid to front, there's been things this season that I've seen that I think's been up there with some of the best that I've seen at Celtic. Moments here and there, movements. But Edward to me is just something sublime. I think Callum McGregor is still underrated. I mean, I think his reputation is high, but I still think he's underrated.
I'm sorry, mate. In terms of front three, in recent memory, not talking about Dembele, but you said since the Rat, the first season of Sinclair, Dembele, and Robert Stroke Forrest were a front three for me.
Yeah, that on forum definitely. On forum definitely.
Absolutely. But we're
on
talking
forum,
about
it was
seasons.
a bit stuttery
since.
at times this season. It was no doubt. It wasn't a constant, and that's unfortunate. Whereas, like you say, that season under the Rat, we were consistently good. We won games, and I'm not saying we didn't win without flair at times as well. We did, but we won games. But we sometimes won games. Yeah, we sometimes won games ugly here and there as well.
We did, but that was more
this
the Rat's
season
second
for me.
season.
This season for me, there has been flashes from a few players of sort of kind of genius, little touches, little flicks, little movements, little interplays here and there. Sometimes it didn't come off. Sometimes the final product was just a little bit missing at times. There was times where I felt where we beat a team 2-3-0 when it could have been 8. There was times where I felt there was times in Europe where we won a game 1-0 where we should have thumped a side. I thought in Rennes we were absolutely, how would they got a draw out of that? I'll never know. There was times where we didn't finish teams off, but there was glimpses in there for me of a team that were really could be excellent. I mean, some excellent young players. Callum McGregor, Edward. I know Forrest didn't have his best of seasons, but we've got some. But Christie at times.
They're not that young anymore. McGregor's 26, 27. Forrest is 27. They're no young players. Like under the Rat 3-4 years ago, they were 23 year-olds. They were young.
Yeah.
These are guys that are now fully established.
I think there's signs of them really coming into their kind of the peak years. I think there was some signs and glimpses. I just felt it was interrupted for many different reasons throughout the season, and I think injuries and little niggles here and there, and and defensive lapses, I think, cost us more than anything. Just defensively, at times, it was. I thought bomb scare, and Julian had a decent season, but very up and down for me. I'm not as high on him as some. I think he's a big unit. I think he's physical. I think, physical is maybe the wrong word, but certainly in the penalty box, in terms of goals and stuff like that, he's a threat. He can have a beautiful touch and he can have some brilliant passes, but he has his lapses in concentration. He has his faults. Ayer was a bomb scare at times.
For me, Julian, I love the guy, but the bigger the opposition, the better he plays. The worse the opposition, then shut your eyes a wee bit.
And
I
big
think
Simi looks done.
He gets drawn into silly wee
Do you know
confrontations.
Do you know he's different, but in terms of consistency and how he plays, when he plays well and how he plays badly, different type of player. But he's exactly Boyata form. When he plays well against a big team, he plays well.
I think he plays well more often than not for me. I think he's a good player. I think he's had a good season, to be honest.
Do you know what? I think a full season in terms of physicality, he'll learn a
I would give him a
lot
pass. I would give him a pass, Julian.
I'd give him
definitely
more
would.
than a pass.
I'd give him a pass. I'm maybe more harsh than you on him, but
well, for me, he's a solid B, verging on a B+.
Right, well, I'll tell you what. I'll go through the starting 11. So
Can I quickly ask,
yes,
who's your signing of the season?
Probably Foster. I think.
Do you know you've taken it from me? Foster for me as well.
Aye, I would say Foster.
Because
I'd say Frimpong.
I wouldn't
just
say
for
Frimpong.
the money and the money.
Well, no, we're taking it for the season
that's an actual
because
signing as well.
No, it's just for the season, mate. Not in terms of long term. Frimpong will, without doubt, be a long term
performer of the new new signings.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
That's what I meant
when
when I asked the question. So that's why I go Foster, mate.
Oh yeah, let me think.
I would have been El Yunusi early on.
Yeah, but he just kind of obviously his season was just interrupted. No, it's got to be Foster in it. Got to be in it. So I'm trying to think who else came in.
Well, Julian,
that would
Frimpers.
100%. Yeah, you would have to say, and it's a loan signing, but
Paddy Klamala.
Fuck off.
I still think in real terms, if you asked me my second place, I would have Frimpong before Julian. I think Frimpong,
chance.
Especially
no.
In terms of because of the fee, I think Frimpong has been an absolute.
But it's not the fee. It's for the season. Second for me in terms of new boys that came in would be Julian.
Yeah, okay.
Because the only thing
in
with
that
Frimpong,
regard, then yes.
the third would be Frimpong because I'm very excited about Frimpong. But the only thing about, and I've said Frimpong about 9 times, about Frimpers, changing that up there, is the fact that we have seen his deficiencies in terms of what he's still got to learn.
When he came back from injury, he was poor.
Yeah.
So what he's still got to learn, but there's talent there. There's something that is going to. Hopefully doesn't go that high
electrifying.
Oh yeah.
The first few and
do you remember
that
how attacking he was?
That doesn't disappear. That doesn't disappear, and it was still there. You seen it?
No, but it's the defensive things he's got to learn.
He's got, and his size as well is a little. The right kind of player or the wrong kind of player could cause him problems because of his physicality. If you get tied up in the wrong kind of game.
But I watched him against the Huns, and Morelos tried to rough him up. The wee man was having fucking none of it.
He's not. No. He's not weak. He is not weak. He is small, and being small doesn't. We've seen many a small player who could physically take care of themselves, but it usually isn't quite up to scratch at 18 or whatever age he is.
He's still got a bit of ability today, but I'm not worried about him.
He needs time.
No,
not at all. Not at all. He's an absolute find. I mean, he'll maybe be the biggest ever sale we make out of all of the ones kicking about. He's could potentially be a goldmine for Celtic. Because
the thing he needs to learn is the dark arts. And do you know the best thing ever Lenny could do would be bring in Sutton and say, play the ball up to Sutton with Sutton's back to him, and Sutton with his elbows, his arms out, and say, get used to that fucker and what he does. And see things like that with your learning games.
Or something like that.
Yeah. Do you know things like that, the dark arts, is what he needs to learn. And he's very rough and ready, but in terms of going forward, I remember the first time I saw him at Celtic Park, and I know he'd played the League Cup game he'd been on, the impressed against, who was it we played? Was it the League Cup? Yeah, it was the League Cup. Oh, and I can't mind who, and he got his first start. But in terms of a league game, I was just like, this boy going forward,
this is
something else. He is something else. I think,
and for everyone
me
to
and
see
you,
it
Mick,
at once,
me and you, Mick, were like Imagine him and Karamoko Dembele down that right
in a
side.
few years. A few years, and that still could come, you know, in the next few years. That still could be the partnership. Imagine getting, you know, a few years out of those two before selling them on for mega millions. Is, I'm afraid, the trend, isn't it? But you know, you never know what you might get. One of them that hangs around, but they two could be sensational going forward, and that's what's exciting and has been exciting for me, and I've talked about it many times, is that we do have a lot of really good talent underneath a current crop of flourishing talent, like McGregor's and Eddie's, and
you've got me Mikey and all who's just come back for injury.
Mikey Johnson, who I'm a big fan of. You know, there's a lot of talent at our club, man. And you know, there's deficiencies, and they're mostly defensive. I still think we need to get left back right. I don't think we've got a number one left back just now. I think Taylor's a good player. I think Bolingoli has attributes, but I think he's a bomb scare. I think we need a left back. One of them should go, probably Bolingoli. I think Greg Taylor's a good guy to have at the club, and a decent reserve left back. I really do. I think he's also the kind of guy, from what I've heard, that's a professional and will do his damnedest to try and get into the first team. But I think
there's a lot more to come for Greg Taylor.
Left back.
I think there's a lot more to come.
I do. I've been impressed by certain things, but there's been other games where I've not been so impressed. But I think Greg Taylor, I'd be very happy for Greg Taylor to be my number 2 left back at the moment. But I feel we need a left back. Maybe we've been a bit spoiled with a previous left back, but I feel we just need. I don't feel we've got a number 1 left back at the moment.
Aye.
I think right back, you know, you'd feel like reasonably secure. With the Israeli boy is a bit brittle. And Karamoko's a bit young, but what did I say?
You said Karamoko,
so I did. Fucking hell. What's the wee man's name?
Frimpers,
man. Frimpers, sorry. Fucking hell. Frimpers. You would feel reasonably comfortable with that. Centre halves we're going to have a look at. I think we need to be looking at Julian being next to someone who'll make him even better. I think Julian's got the attributes to be better, but I think he looks like he's mentally kind of a little bit immature yet. Like he's looking at Iron and Ayer's looking at him, and they're both looking at, like, they need to be next to somebody that's teaching them and bringing them through the game.
Julian's fucking 26.
I know he is. He's 26. You're right. And I was hoping for maybe the perfect foil for Aya in that department. But I've seen that. You can see that on the pitch. You know, watching the psychology between the two of them.
I've seen them gain Aya dog tributes, but and you're like, what the fuck's Aya actually doing?
And Aya shouts and balls, and Aya's got a good attitude at times. But
Aya more this season has been attitude in terms of show and everything else rather than substance. And I'd prefer,
in performance, you're right. But I think the point I make is valid, that these two are looking both to me like they could, either one of them, benefit from being next to someone, a real good head, a real good solid centre half that knows the game.
On KDS, before we signed Julian, there's a guy who's one of the admins, moderators, said he's a good player. He's very fast, but he's slow when the ball goes over his head to turn. So he's initially slow, but he's very fast. But what Julian needs is someone to direct him. And Julian isn't the person to be directing Aya.
Exactly.
And he's very good. So if we had, say, I mean, I know we didn't get Kolo Toure. We probably get Kolo Toure a year or two out. From where he was, but you take someone of that ilk, or maybe 31, 32, 33,
the experience
that could direct Julian through the game, then we have maybe a 25% better Julian.
Yes,
we maybe
I
have
agree
a guy
completely.
that says.
I think the same would happen to Ayer if Ayer went somewhere. You know, if Ayer was the one to go. I think if Ayer was sat next to someone with a good head and his shoulders that could guide Ayer through the game and teach Ayer has the attributes to be a good player. And Julian does as well.
He has attributes.
Everybody does rate him. It's just the fact that he keeps making these mistakes.
The thing he has a thing in his mind, a rashness that no amount of guidance can take you through. You do not slide tackle. You do not slide tackle on the halfway line. Yet you live and learn, and yet he's been doing it for 3 years. You do not slide tackle when a man's going out.
Maybe if his centre half partner, right, was scaring the fuck out of him, like making him petrified to make the same mistake. I just feel that Ayer's just kind of looking at Julian and Julian's looking at Ayer, and they're kind of both going, I don't know, and they're both a bit nice. And I just think we need somebody a little bit more nice.
Do you honestly think Lenny watches the game, rewatches the tape, and kindly says to Ayer, gonna not slide in, gonna not get too tight to a man when it's 1-on-1 at the halfway line,
of course,
back off.
But sometimes these things on the pitch, these moments have to happen on the pitch.
These things on the pitch happen in an instant without anyone telling you. No one says halfway through a slide or before someone slides in irrationally, gonna no do that. Because that is an instinctive thing. As much as a striker knows when to shoot, in Ayer's brain, he needs to slide in. That's not something. What an experienced defender says is, watch this man, pick up the run, I'm going to attack this header, drop back, cover me. That's what an experienced centre-half does.
I just don't think either of them are terrible players. I think both of them are good players, but I just don't think they're a good partnership. I think they both could benefit from probably playing with a similar type of character, or a similar type. And who that is, by the way, I couldn't begin to tell you. I don't have anyone at all in mind.
Do you know what? For me, Ayer, ideally, like he started out, isn't a centre-half because he's rashness. Ayer is the new Scott Brown, but Ayer won't be around. In terms of Ayer could easily sit in front of that back four. Ayer could easily take the ball like Bruni does. Ayer could easily put in challenges. Ayer could easily step forward when he needs to, more than Bruni, because I think he's more talented in terms of that. That's what
more
Ayer
careless
is.
with the ball, Ayer, though, than Bruni is. Because Bruni
yes,
careless
right
with the ball.
but you've got to remember, Bruni learnt that. Bruni has, in terms of his intelligence, game management, everything else.
But Bruni's passing used to be fucking horrendous.
Yep. What Ayer is you could get away with him in the back three now and again, but because of his rashness and everything else, you can't. Could you get away with someone marking you tight on the halfway line?
It's almost youthful over-exuberance with him. It's like a rush of blood because he's young and he's still hungry and he wants to impress.
I think it's stupidity. And I don't mean it as an outwardly world stupidity.
I don't think it is stupidity, JP.
I
genuinely think it's a kind of over-eagerness to show what he can do. I think it's ego. I think it's a wee bit ego.
Well, if it's ego, that's stupidity, mate. That's
it's a form of stupidity, certainly.
That in case there's a lot
of occasions where he thinks he's better than he is.
Yep.
Yeah, and that for me, that's game intelligence, and that's stupidity.
But that's immaturity, and that's not stupidity. That's immaturity. That is just immaturity. That comes with time where you make mistakes. This season will have made Ayer, hopefully, and time will tell, a better player if he has got a brain. Unless you're right and he is stupid, but
can't just say football stupid, not in terms of outwardly stupid, because Wayne Rooney, I would say, read a book. I wouldn't imagine him, to do an exam and be clever. But in terms of a football brain, the man's as intelligent as you could get.
But for the
Whereas
first
I think
time,
Ayer's got
for the first time though in Ayer's career, he's been questioned. He's not really been questioned a lot. He's been praised from the word go, and you know, obviously he's been, and because he's been young, he's been allowed mistakes here and there. But it's really only been this season where people have started to really go, he's not good enough, you know, and he started to feel that in the crowd. These young lads are aware of everything on social media. They're no daft, right?
And yet the cunt's went away as well, so...
Yeah.
Well,
and can I just say...
I don't think he's not made any noise about that. In fact, he said...
He did say about his agent.
He said he was very focused, but he did
then
admit
again,
that his agent had...
They all say that, but don't they? They're all full of
Tierney
shit.
said he wanted to stay with us for the rest of his career, and they lied.
But agents do want money. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
but an agent,
it's a fact of life.
But an agent doesn't.
If
I
I
employ
just
an
wouldn't
agent,
guess about this. I would listen to the player. Players don't usually make statements like that. No. And the thing is, we've learned in the past that we've been wrong about certain things. When
if
we
can let this guy go,
thought,
and if we get 10 million plus, we have done well.
I would say so.
And I'll tell you what,
he's also one of the players who could go the completely other way and be a world beater at one point.
But you know what?
I think he's got it in him.
He's a good player, Mikey. I think he's going to be a good player if he's got a good head on his shoulders, and I think he has. I think he'll learn for this season. I think he'll realise I can't be too rash. I need to be more thing. Or maybe he'll have learned, maybe I need to play in a different system, maybe I need to play behind a midfield rather than at centre half. But and maybe his agent spoke to AC Milan and said that's what he feels he should be in the
do you know what?
Agree.
I was just going to caveat that. See if he is the defensive midfielder, then that's where I think the boy has a real future. As a defensive
maybe that's why he wants to leave rather than anything else.
Because I think the natural arts of being a defender are in you for the beginning. I don't think that's something that you can glean off other people. You can glean so much, but you need to have that natural instinct.
Well, I think you can learn positioning and how to back off and everything else, but in terms of the rash tackling, this boy was a midfielder. This is how the boy started. This is how the boys played his career, captained his team at 17. This is what he did. He's still a midfielder, and that's why he makes rash challenges. As a defensive midfielder, I think the boy's got an incredible career. And I wish it was at Celtic. As a centre defender that you're relying on last line of defence, for me, he's good. Don't get me wrong. I mean, as much as we're saying, you know, we can point out his flaws. He's good, but we could do
there's too much lacking.
I tell you what it does show, right? See, I think there will be scouts and coaches out there that will look at Ayer's attributes in Europe this season and see some of his bursts forwards and see how he is physically and go, there's moments to like about this boy, right? And if you mould him and use him and put him in the right place, you could really do something with him, right? And I do think there's a player there, and I do think that we might be on to something with the whole, you know, defensive midfield kind of role, because I do think he'd be more suited to that. But then in this modern day fullback, a lot of people want the modern day fullback that isn't actually like a David Luiz, as it were. Sorry, centre half. I know, so I really am stoned. Like your David Luiz, who can barely defend but can go forward and can do things. So there's depending on the kind of system you play and the kind of team you're playing in, I could see him being a success somewhere. It's just a shame. But what it does show you though is how good a player Scott Brown is. That if this boy does go in to do something like that he couldn't play that role here. You wouldn't put him in defensive midfield.
Do you know what?
Now.
See, if Booney was injured, I would put him there.
If he was injured,
I wouldn't.
But that's what I'm saying.
See, if El Hamed was fit, I would have El Hamed, Julien, and then if Booney was taking a rest or everything else, I would have Ayer every day, every week, every year in the Booney position.
I'd have him certainly before.
Do you know what? And I think he would flourish there. That would make us question. Oh Christ, yeah! That would make us say, well, should Bruni maybe come back into the team, when he's fit?
But it's just never happened because Bruni really, you've got to give him it. I think he had a great season in the end. I thought he had moments at the beginning of the season where I wasn't sure and all that. But I think there was a few goals here and there for Bruni this year. And I thought some of his performances this year were brilliant considering. There was shaky moments, no doubt.
But we're going to get that every season with him now. Because he's aged.
Because he's
going to either be
shite the odd time he can get caught out. But I tell you, he continues to put really good performances in. Really good performances in. It kind of gets overlooked because it's Bruni and kind of whatever. You're kind of used to it. And every season it gets written off. But he's again been had some great performances, and particularly in Europe. You think who some of the players he was playing against, and Bruni's never looked lost. Very rarely has Bruni looked lost at the level that he's played at for us in Europe. And I mean, in his whole career.
Do you know what?
Very few times.
I wish I hadn't said Europe, because Europe was this year where he did struggle, mate.
No, I was talking in terms totality of, as well.
No, in totality, I think he's been absolutely what you expect a guy of his age.
You think of the midfielders he's come up against in his career, and I don't remember him being embarrassed.
No. But if you were talking about this year alone, he's not had the best year in Europe. He has been exactly what you expect of a guy who is aging. At times he's been brilliant and magnificent and shown what he was about 4 or 5 years ago. And, you just love the guy. And at times you've just got to accept his body with a chronic injury like he's got with a hip injury. He just can't do it every game. More and more of his age. And, it's not a criticism. It's just reality.
Yeah.
And in terms of what he's given us, this guy isn't just
an
icon. This guy
continues to give everything.
Yes,
I mean,
he does.
He really does.
That's why I'm saying
Even
this
in
guy
the
is a
games that
legend.
He doesn't have his best game. He gives everything, and you can never give him less than a 6 out of 10, even in a game where he's really not played well, because he gives everything, absolutely everything, every time he's on the pitch.
No disrespect. The guy's a legend.
His class as well at times, and he's underrated as a football
he's
player.
Not. I don't think he is among Celtic fans.
We're the only ones that matter. The cunts that underrate him don't know
I think he is in Scotland. I think actually in European terms, I don't think he is. I think there's a lot of European clubs who have came and played, and European players who have played against Scott Brown. And said he's a decent. You don't enjoy your night playing against him. I think he'll have a decent reputation amongst footballers, but I just don't know if he gets enough.
Your man across the city fucking used to speak very highly about him.
Trust me. Can I just say, all the criticism Brown gets is praise from other clubs.
Yeah.
You don't just play Scott Brown on the pitch. You play Scott Brown mentally as well.
Yeah.
And that is the thing that fucks most of them over.
You don't get to be the Celtic captain and win the things he's won.
No. And do you know what?
Do
you know what? When we go back to disappointments, as I was trying to say, and Mick was talking, this guy isn't just a Celtic icon. This guy is a Celtic legend.
Easy.
This guy is a guy who's won 10, 11 championships now. This guy has been captain for 5, 6 of them. He should have been able to have that iconic picture of him lifting the trophy at Celtic Park on Flag Day. It's not Flag Day, sorry. Flag Day start next season. On Trophy Day, lifting 9, and it should be something we all remember. And it's been taken away from him, so he'll just need to wait to 10 when he breaks.
And we'll have
the
a
record.
proper party.
And 11 and 12 and 13 now, because we
do you
can't
think he'll
have
be
any
around for
questions
them,
or
mate?
anybody fucking
What, for
is
10?
around, man.
No,
Well,
for 11,
not
12 and
necessarily
13.
Bruni. Not necessarily Bruni, but
I think he'll
for
be
No,
the
but I
club.
want him.
I think he'll be
I
at the
want
club.
him there. Oh, he'll be at the club, definitely. He'll be,
I
he'll
think
be like,
so.
well,
I think so.
what'll happen now
I think
Lenny went
he'll
down
go
to
straight
Nottingham
into the
Forest
backroom
and then
team,
went-
I think. once
Yeah,
he
I think
finishes.
so as well.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
he'll be being groomed. I think he'll be being groomed. Like the
He'll
new
be
John
like
Kennedy, and then John Kennedy moves up maybe at some point.
To what manager? Oh,
I
Christ,
think.
no.
See, to be honest. See if Sevco die or end up in the kind of situation where they just financially nowhere need us. I could see us taking a risk again, like a Delia moment, and giving Kennedy a job. You know, if Lennon was to leave for any reason.
With that scenario, absolutely give you that. That is
a couple of seasons down the line. I don't think Lenny will want to go anywhere but the now.
No, that's very feasible. What you're saying, that's that is a real possibility.
But maybe, hopefully, Celtic are looking at Bruni as then the man that Kennedy would have as his assistant. You know,
aye.
In the future.
But then Kennedy's still a young boy, and Bruni's still a young boy.
I don't know if you could take a Celtic legend to be your number 2 beside you.
Well, wait a minute, come on.
Well, I don't know. Kennedy's older. He's coaching. Who's he
wait a
coached
minute.
under?
Well, look at Gordon Strachan. Who did they have as his first team coach, not as his assistant?
But Gordon Strachan's an established fucking manager.
But the thing is, Tommy Burns was our actual manager and came back as a first team coach.
Aye. But Gordon Strachan's an established manager. If you're going into a job, your very first job, and it's a Celtic manager, and you've just had one of the most decorated players in Celtic's history as your number 2, you might feel there might be somebody trying to have a wee bit of fucking undermining quality.
But then that would then you be questioning Bruni's. I think Bruni's more about. Do you know what? For a man,
Bruni's working with John Kennedy every day. And learning from John Kennedy, I'd imagine.
No, why would he be learning from John Kennedy, mate?
Because he'd be learning about coaching methods. He's getting into coaching now. He's doing his badges and stuff like that. Kennedy will probably be helping him, and Kennedy's been learning from Rodgers, who, let's not forget, is one of the better coaches in British football. Right? Kennedy's worked under. Has got a good reputation. I think Kennedy will probably be quite a clever boy.
Do you not remember
Brownie
Kennedy?
If he's got anything about him, will be looking up to Kennedy because he is a bit older than him, and going, what can I learn from him?
Do you not remember? I see you're not in the forums and all that. That everyone wanted Kennedy's blood 2 years ago, 3 years ago, because he was the defensive coach. When our defence was appalling.
No,
sorry,
they said he was a defensive coach, but there's no truth in that. He's just a coach. Do you know what I mean?
Focusing on defence.
Well, I wouldn't say so.
But I wouldn't want him to teach me dribbling.
Well, you don't need to get taught dribbling. If you can fucking dribble, you can do it.
But
the players on the park, if you've got fucking Gary Parker or somebody else that's the coach there, they ain't going to teach you how to dribble.
But what I'm saying is, if you remember the end of the Delia era, when he was first team coach, and all rumours, everything was speculating that Kennedy was in charge of
all the online
defence.
shite, man, I didn't agree with it. It was a fucking witch hunt. You know what I mean? Against a young guy who's trying to fucking find his way in the game. I didn't agree with that.
But then again, how do you know? So who was in charge of defensive structuring? I don't know. Then
your manager.
Ultimately, yes, of course, and he pays the price, and rightfully so.
But generally, Lowell, you've got to give him, has kind of got it right with people that we've who've kind of rose through the ranks in terms of players to managers in recent times. I mean, Lennon being the kind of the only one, but Lennon and Brownie have got a lot in common in terms of they're both kind of combative type midfielders, that bit about them, mental edge. I'm watching. I mentioned it earlier, that documentary I'm watching about the Chicago Bulls, the Last Dance or whatever it's called, about Michael Jordan, and the thing it focuses on is how much of an absolute obsessive winner this guy was. It was 24/7, and he expected it from every single person around him. If you didn't want to be the absolute fucking best you could be, then you do not belong in the same room as me. And Bruni's got that type of mentality about him, and I think Lennon did as well. It's like you have to be the best that you can be.
Do you know what?
And he's inspiring. He's a character.
That's why I think Bruni would be the best manager. Now would they say, "Oh, you've got the likes of Hoddle who wasn't the best manager because he was so talented and he expected players to be at a level that he was. The fact that Bruni has exceeded his level, but he's got that attitude of being the exactly like you said.
Yes,
probably
those guys
why
are the best coaches.
He will be, because
Lennon was the same.
what he will do is he will take an average player and make them goodish.
Because that's what Lennon's like as well.
Yep,
Lennon
if you can take someone up just a little step. Now you're not at Celtic, unfortunately. We're not. We might have the raw ingredients of world class players. Dembele might become what Frimpong might become, etc., etc. Those sort of players. So if you take a very good player and make him on the cusp of European level, that is the sort of manager
but also a continuity of a winning mentality.
So is this our Liverpool
win every game?
Room?
Yeah, win
Shankly
every game.
Into Paisley, into Fagan sort of thing.
You keep it going.
Douglas.
The mentality, the Celtic mentality, it's the ethos that matters,
I'll
not
take
the
that.
and
take that.
a continuity of that. I think I can see a progression. Why not?
Do you know the thing I
Once
think
Lennon's
about
done
Bruni?
Kennedy, then Bruni.
No, do you know the thing I think about Bruni as well is he, although he knows his own limitations in terms of skill, everything else, I think he's got the football brain. I think his football brain far outweighs his natural ability, which is a fucking great thing.
Aye.
What was the question again?
I think he's shown that the older he got.
Well, I'll tell you something. See, just on the point of John Kennedy.
Well, yeah,
a lot of stuff was made about John Kennedy, and what I will say is the amount of money that Celtic spent on getting Brendan Rodgers here and giving him the fucking red carpet treatment.
Who?
Brendan Rodgers.
I did say the full. Oh no! I thought the full name was acceptable.
The full name's acceptable.
No, the full name's worse.
No. If you call him Brendan, as in your lover boy.
I never did. Then I said
you
Rodgers.
did. No, you said Brendan.
Rewind it. You listen to it tomorrow.
Then
I said Rodgers.
I put a minus one and an asterisk beside me.
No. Do you know what? If you give him
an asterisk, I said Rodgers.
No, you said Brendan.
100% I said Rodgers, and then I went, oh no, fuck, I fucked it, and then you jumped on it. But I said Rodgers, honest.
Mate,
well, no, I'm not taking you. The night you said Brendan. The night you said Brendan.
You said Brendan. I'm not taking a man that's had 2 bongs, a yogurt, full of cocodamol and diazepam's worth. As much as I love you,
anyway,
but I'm not taking it, mate. I'm not taking.
I'm drinking now as well.
Let's just say the Rat, right? Like we normally do. The Rat wouldn't have stood for a subpar coach like if John Kennedy was this guy he was painted out to be.
Yes.
He wouldn't have stood for that. He'd have got shot him.
He could have had whoever he wanted.
And plus he tried to take him to Leicester with him as well, so that speaks volumes.
And then Hibs were sniffing this season. He's got a good reputation in the game, and that doesn't just come from nowhere. So
you need to look at his hunger as well as a player because of what happened to him as a player. Do you know what I mean? There must be something burning inside him.
He's been cheated. Yeah, he feels he's been cheated. He's got a grudge to bear. He's got something to prove. I think, and he seems like an intelligent lad. He looks like he's willing to be a sponge. I'm sure he will have learned a lot while the Rat was there. I know he will. And I mean, Lennon constantly references him as almost like, I'm learning from them. I mean, he's literally said things like that.
He had to teach him Brendan's kind of, oh, you fucking dirty bastard. I've said it now.
You scumbag. That's a -5. Can I just say, can I hold my hands up here? Right, just while you guys are having this conversation. Right, I have an irrational dislike for John Kennedy because of his big nose. I don't get his nose.
You don't like Jews, do you? You're anti-Jewish. That's what it is.
That's a totally different podcast. That's quite a jump there, Mick.
Right, can I just say?
Well, I think that's what it is. I think I'm making the leap.
Can I just say it's nothing personal?
I'm not saying definitely that's what JP's views are, but I'm just speculating. I think that's what it could be.
It's
fucking
nothing
Adolf
personal.
Jameson.
I would have loved him to have been a great Celtic player, which I think he could have been.
I think he would have been, man. Easy.
Could have.
It was looking good.
I played against him when he was a boy. He was fucking off night and day.
Yep.
Night and day.
Just because of his nose, I have some irrational. You couldn't even give me all the logic and say it's just something within me about
We're no doing patches with him, put it that way.
No, fuck's sake. Here, John, there's the first line of Graham. Can't get Mago, it's all gone.
Big right? Dyson.
And that was only, that's one nostril each. That's a Graham nostril each, easily. But what I'm saying is, I can't comment because I wish I didn't, and I shouldn't, because he's never done anything wrong. He's a great Celt in terms of, he loves Celtic, everything, but you just know that way you can't explain where you like someone or you dislike them. And all I've got is his nose.
I think he's arguably done the best high five I've ever seen in football with him and Lenny.
Aye, that's
the best high five in football.
That's an idea for a badge.
I need to look at more high fives.
No.
I mean, do you know why this started, by the way? This started because someone asked me, what did I think about potentially in the next couple of days being crowned 9 in a row? And so that's my long explanation, roughly, of how I feel about it. I feel...
we've not even got fucking onto that yet.
We haven't got that yet.
How did we start?
I'm a wee bit underwhelmed, but of course happy to get 9. We deserve it. We were the best team by far. We were going to romp home. Disappointing we didn't get to watch it, because it would have been a nice thing to watch. There'll be people that might not be alive this time next year that might never have got to see us have that day at Parkhead, and I'm sad for that. But without sounding a depressing bastard about it, but listen, 9 in a row. We've won 9 in a row. We've equalled the record that stands in Scottish football. We're now the only team to have done it twice. That is fact. And I hope we get the chance to have a normality returns to the world and we get a chance to go for 10 next year.
So
at the current state of affairs, I'm confident we would do 10, and I think we'll do more.
Can I ask then, 9 in a row, of the 9, what was your one favourite moment? For me was clinching 7 against the Huns at Parkhead, 5-0.
Mine...
You jumped in there first. I mean, that was the best day of my life, maybe.
Did we not?
We got pissed that day, man.
Afterwards?
It was a beautiful day.
Oh yeah, we went.
Beautiful day. The sun was out.
Aye,
absolutely fucking hammered. Singing that. Was that the Halliday song and all that? Was that
no, that was, I think, our first instance of Beautiful.
At Parkhead when we won the league. You talking
Beautiful
about
Sunday? Yeah.
Yeah. It was just, that's right, and they're playing a jukebox and a Charlie.
Yeah. And then we went to
the banter was brilliant. Watching them walk out, there was a video of them with The Walking Dead, remember, theme tune, and it showed them all walking out by the Emirates like at half time, more or less. And it was it was just the best thing ever. That was unbelievable. But that to me is, I don't think there's much argument that. There's a couple for me, and I don't want to steal too many because obviously Mikey will want to have a shot.
No, you've only got
so
one.
I'll go one. I'll go one, but let's go round again because there's a few.
Well, give Mikey a chance.
There's one. There's one that's confusing me as to whether to say it because of how I feel about something. So I'm going to say, do you know a big moment for me for some reason? That Rogic goal, Aberdeen Cup final.
That's what I was going to say. That was me for the treble. That was frightening.
That was an amazing moment. That was maybe my favourite moment.
That's my favourite moment of all the trophies we've won up till now. That was scary, man. That
was special that day, wasn't it?
Oh, unbelievable.
The timing of it, the drama, the lightning bolt.
Aye.
It was just special that day.
Well, you thought he'd lost the ball, but somehow it was glued.
And by the way,
it's the way he digs shots. So at times you think he's overran the ball, and then he just seems to swing that big leg, and you don't
Another-
think that's just what a
It's
day,
a
man.
beautiful finish.
So Mikey,
another-
you're gonna have to come up with
another-
another.
No,
I know, but what linked to that, what I was going to say was another image that springs to mind, and it's for me, it's one of the most iconic images of the 9, but at the same time, it's now tinged a little bit. Is KT lifting the trophy, grabbing the jersey with his fucking teeth knocked out after running
Broken
up the
jaw as
hospital
well.
stairs,
Broken jaw.
clutching the badge and holding the trophy and defiantly shouting for the thing, for the podium.
Right, I've
For
got one
me,
for you.
that was, it's just a tinge with sadness that Tierney left too soon for me.
Mikey.
Well, I was going to say the Rogic day was obviously unbelievable. That for me probably pips everything up till now.
Pips winning the league against Sevco 5-0 at home.
I just think the enormity of it, because for me they've not got the
It's
same
the
relevance
first one that
now.
came to me.
But they've
It was
not
the first
got
one that came to me, the Rogic one. But I think I'd find it hard to vote against
Well,
the
do
Huns
you know
one.
what? Probably because the day we had as well, Mick, made it.
Yeah,
even
that's
better.
added to it.
But
Yeah.
they don't mean as much to me now. Like, they don't mean anything to me at all. But the relevance
Yeah, I know
of the
what you mean by
cunts,
that, Mikey.
the relevance
Yeah.
of the cunts, right?
See,
so
we're
treat them the way
Aye.
they should be treated. They're
See,
fuck all.
the thing is, Mikey,
But-
we're probably remembering the whole day because we went to Mix at 8.
It was part of just an experience that day. It was a special
got
day.
home about
We were drinking
8.
from early doors, locking in a pub. It was perfection the whole day. The absolute I was the perfect amount of drunk enough to really
And stoned.
fucking get in about it, but not too drunk that I didn't remember every minute of the fucking game. Then went into the Charlie after the tunes were on. It wasn't just that we beat them. I remember I was there the day that they beat us at Parkhead to win the league, and I was part of that day, and it was a horrendous day. It was my worst ever day at a football ground, and I know I sat next to you, JP. There's a lot of things that were on that ground. I was only a young lad, and I saw some things that frightened me, actually, a couple of things that happened, and it was not a good memory that day. For me, and and I was a young boy, fucking brought up in the 90s. I'd just known mostly abject misery being a Celtic fan. Do you know what I mean? And this season, to see us not only to do that, to win the league at Parkhead against them, but to stomp on their fucking throat like that, like to not just say we're better than you, we are fucking we are fucking light years ahead of you. It can't be argued as a moment.
For me,
But sorry, Mikey, I interrupted you, my man.
Sorry, Mikey, I have interrupted you. But for me, why that was so important to me, that was our equivalent to 10 men won the league. You know, when we won the league at Celtic Park against the original Huns. And to see that and to hear other people talk about it and how they celebrated, then that for me was the equivalent, because I'd never seen us win the league at Parkhead when we beat them. And that was the game that mattered. I know it happened in '67, but that was away at Ibrox, and it happened a few other times. But we'd never done it at Celtic Park, and like Mick said, we sat in '99 and watched us get gubbed 3-0, and I think you left before me, Mick, and I just sat there. See, at the end of the game, I sat for a good 15-20 minutes, and I wasn't looking at them celebrating. I was just absolutely blank. And for me, that 5-0 game, that whole game, I was thinking about that day, and just this was redemption. And for me, well, I mean, we had a great day as well. It was just like the perfect day. So,
I went up the road after that game, JP, Brackney Inn, which at the time it was kind of it's had up and down periods in reputation, but at the time was quite a mixed pub. There was a bit of everybody in there, and it was just local people in my area that would all go and have a drink and watch the football and have a wee laugh and joke and slag each other. and stuff like that, but there was no harm kind of thing. And there was a group of boys that I hung about with then, and it was kind of mixed company, and all good lads, and they bet me that I wouldn't go in if we get beat, because I had a season ticket and I was going to be at the game, and I would always usually, when I was at the games, come in for a pint after it with them. And I did. I went to the pub because I thought I can't fucking, do you know what I mean? No face up, because I'll get slagged forever. I went in and faced up to it, and do you know what? I didn't buy a pint all night. The boys were like, nah, well done, Mick, you showed up, because one of the other boys didn't show up. One of the other Tims left us alone, and they boys paid for my beers all night kind of thing, and just were like, well done fucking showing up. So I ended up having a good night with a couple of guys in the pub, and a couple of mates of mine that I've known all my life. So it wasn't the worst night of my life in the end, but it was certainly the worst day of my life, footballing day. And to do that, then it just took it all away, because it wasn't just that we'd done it, we'd done it like that. It was like men against boys doesn't even describe it. Do you know what I mean? It was like we were different levels. It was next level. It was like a pub team, against a professional team. It was just, we were just so dominant.
Right, Mikey, your third choice.
Well,
Sorry.
like I said, I was going to pick the Rogic day just for the sheer enormity of it, doing a treble, and the last minute goal, and obviously the set up to the whole fucking the thing, and the party afterwards was just fucking frightening. But if I had to pick another moment, I'd probably go the 3-2 game at Ibrox with 10 men.
Oh yes,
that's a good one.
I think that's
Eddie's.
what Eddie really arrived on the scene. It was just different.
That's when you knew you had something there. There was already flashes, but that was his arrival, wasn't it?
I would say so.
And that game in its entirety, you've got the old, what's the goalie doing? The Rogic screamer.
And by
miss.
And it's not even that, it's the last goal. Obviously Eddie scores a goal and the Broomlin erupts, right? But it's the three French boys all combine, and it's all bang bang, and the Boffy
right.
Dembele sexual CD watch that.
Yeah. Do you know what? That's one of our most underrated setups.
Yeah.
In terms of the instinct when you released it, the pace on it, and it just went so into Edward's stride.
But Eddie,
there's been that many memorable moments, and then when you can think of the go up at St Johnstone, and there's been so many great highlights.
Do you know what? I might actually be erring in terms of what went on the 3-2 day. You remember the build up? They were going to beat us. They were 1-0 up, then 2-1 up. They celebrated when Bruni get tackled, and then Dembele had it over. The Rogic finish. I know Rogic scored before them.
By the way, what
do you know? What might be a big day? Do you know what might be a big one as well this season? When they basically ran all over us at Hampden and we beat them 1-0. I enjoyed that moment. I know it doesn't. It's it really shouldn't be your classic moment, but there was something I really enjoyed about that, because I remember that in the 90s
where we would
dominate games and couldn't beat them just because we were beaten mentally. We were, even if we could turn up and you didn't, and everything went against us, you still just can't beat us because you psychologically you don't have it.
I mean,
I thought there was something beautiful about that.
Fucking Lewis Morgan up front, for fuck's sake.
Aye.
No, I mean,
do you know what? It's one of those games where I will watch them miss the penalty again. I'll watch us score. I'll watch us celebrate. Would I want to watch the whole game again? No. Because I can sort of
of course not.
How it went.
You'd see all Foster saves right enough, because the big man was different gravy.
As I get it right fucking up you, that is one of the most beautiful moments, and that is a 90s moment where Gorham was fucking on drugs and saving things that you shouldn't have been.
That, I think that's what it was for me. There was a poeticness about that. Much like I was saying, us beating them at Parkhead after having witnessed them winning the league at Parkhead was symbolic to me and kind of righted a wrong in my life, sort of thing, or erased a bad memory. I think that one did too. It just took that away. It was just like, look, there's us done it too. Even when we are playing, shite, or we're playing a second team, we can beat you. And there was sometimes a feeling that you get during their reign where, we would play them off the park and yet still somehow contrive to lose a game or draw a game, or you just couldn't seem to psychologically just get over the line.
Aye.
And it was that for me was something special about that moment. I don't know.
I've been at that game, and I think I said this in our chat, Mick. I went into the concourse the last 10 minutes because it was one of those games, and I hadn't felt that way in about maybe 20 years, that I just couldn't take. I couldn't watch. I just couldn't do it, and I stepped in and stepped out, and the steward was saying, "Oh, you need to go in, you need to go out, you can't stand here." Just being a fucking steward. And it's one of those ones where I look back, I didn't enjoy the game, watching it, being there. But it's one of those ones where I look back, and if anyone says, mentally when you mentioned that, I started laughing.
Yeah.
We completely stole it, and it broke them a bit.
Yeah.
And
it did.
That's what I remember. It broke them a bit, and I got pleasure. But would I want to watch the whole game again? No.
No,
I still think we'd lose.
But it still is a kind of a strange, special. It's a strange kind of special moment of this 9 in a row. But it has its own unique specialness as well.
But there's another moment of that game that absolutely fucking annoys me and will annoy me till the day I die. Is Mikey Johnson not putting us 2-0 up when you get put through 1-1?
Aye.
Yeah.
And that would have made my day,
the
last 20 odd minutes, a lot more comfortable. And I'll tell you what, I did a lot of damage to my heart when he missed that, because it was still 1-0. We were down to 10 men with Fimpers being sent off.
There's been so many great moments of this 9, so many great moments, And Cham's chip, Lazio, or finish for the winner in Lazio.
I'll be back in a minute, boys.
I tell you, I think that was my biggest cheer of the season. I absolutely jumped up and down bonkers. It was. I bounced about my living room for that one.
I was just saying.
I think there was a game against Spartak or someone. Who was it? Who was the team? Was it Carragandi when Forest scored or something like that? Where I remember going bonkers. Donati got a goal in Europe once. It put us through.
That was against
bonkers.
Shakhtar Donetsk.
Shakhtar Donetsk, was it? Yeah. There's been goals bigger goals than that, like Knackers against Man United. I went fucking bonkers. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But and maybe over the fullness of history, we might not look at Chams as big as some of those. But I thought at that moment that was a goal I celebrated, like really fucking celebrated. Do you know what I mean? Like some of those other moments that we all remember, where there's a goal where you just go, that's one you really, really give it loudly for,
Aye.
I enjoyed that goal.
Defo.
Just the timing of it, and towards the end of the game, and you could argue whether we were the better side or no, but we certainly in that second half, we had moments where we ran riot our Lazio. So don't be wrong, we rode our luck at times the first half. But that second half, we ran riot at times against a team who... Where did they finish in the end? Was it second or third?
No, what they were fucking charging for the league this year. They were challenging, they were second, I think.
They were second, I'm pretty sure they were second and no but much.
And would you call him, your man's the top goal scorer in Italian football?
Aye.
What's his name?
Yep.
What's his fucking name?
I forget his name. Aye.
Immobile.
His name?
Immobile. Yeah.
Ciro Immobile.
Aye.
Yeah, we were just talking about in Cham's chip against the second goal away Lazio was a big moment in terms of, you remember those, like, the Natty's goal against Shakhtar.
Yep.
We were talking about a few other big goals,
McDonald against
Carragandi,
AC
Forest. Carragandi, Forest, those goals that just stick in the memory for some reason of, that was went bonkers. Knackers against Man U.
Yeah, do you know what? Another game that's very underrated because it goes...
Boa Vista, by the way. Henrik Larsson.
I was
the
at that,
ultimate
mate.
one.
That was one that was amazing. But, and Hartson against Liverpool for me.
Oh, God, yeah.
I know.
Juventus, Sutton.
Oh, yeah. But another game from this season that goes underrated, just because we beat Lazio away, was us beating Lazio at home. We absolutely dominated that game.
Yeah.
We should have beaten them by more.
Plus, you need to top it off with Big Fraser's save at the end and all.
Oh, yeah.
Oofed.
And he had moments. We're getting boiled into moments.
Honestly, that was going into the top corner, bent from outside of the bar. The post, and he couldn't have hit that any sweeter.
No. That's what I'm saying. He'll never hit a shot like that again in his life.
No.
And that was his fucking. That was his Pieta, and it get fucking tossed back out.
Yeah. So, are we concluding 9?
Aye.
And I want to ask a question.
Yes.
Will we see Fraser with us next year?
I think we will. I think we have to. I think that's the one that we do need to sign.
But then again,
I don't see El Younousi being done.
No, that's not getting done.
Nah, I think, do you know,
he's already said as well he wants to go back to Southampton.
El Younousi at the start of the season, in the formation we'd done, then he get injured, we changed to 3-5-2, he didn't fit in a 3-5-2 unfortunately.
Listen, see if it doesn't work out.
It's too much money for someone that we're not totally sure on.
Well, see, the thing for me as well, see if it doesn't work out when he goes back, there'll always be that chance to get him back again.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the kind of market we still need to... We can't turn our nose up because he wants to go down and prove himself. They're his team, they're his employers, so...
Yeah.
He will have enjoyed Celtic.
And I don't think Celtic will be looking at the money, actually, for him at the moment. I think I can see, even despite Forster being not a typical type of signing, I think because of his willingness to come and Southampton's willingness to shed him, I think there's a deal to be done that Celtic feel we'll get two or three seasons potentially at him because he's a goalkeeper.
Well, I was just going to say, not usually if it was an outfield player, Mick, but he's a goalkeeper who's 31. A goalkeeper at 36 can still be top notch.
I think he's only got a year left in his deal as well.
Yeah. A goalkeeper at 36 can be top notch, so technically...
Celtic as a minimum can look to and go, we could comfortably get 2 or 3 seasons out of him.
Oh,
comfortably.
More than that, mate. Comfortably.
Potentially more. I mean,
but
we could definitely get 2 or 3 good seasons out of him.
If we were to pay $3 million and pay 30,000-40,000 a week, and he said he's willing to take a wage drop from his 60,000.
He wants to come to us. I have no doubt about that.
Do you know what? Build from the back.
We've
got enough talent going forward.
See if it's not possible.
Build from the back.
See if it's not possible to get the big man. And you're going, well, who the fuck would you go for? You can only judge by what you've watched.
Who would you go for?
I'd probably go for that Copenhagen keeper. I thought he was brilliant against us.
I thought he was a bit skittish in the first game. See with crosses and stuff.
The saves and that he was making, fuck man.
It was, but who was it? Edward El Younousi, the one that was second half, and it was near the end of the game. And it was like he just clawed it.
I mean, I can only judge him against us because obviously I've not watched the guy, but it was dynamite against us.
My preference
I'll be back in a minute, lads.
My preference would be we sign Forster and then we maybe sign a promising youngster, a kind of against succession planning.
Well, we've already got the promising youngster. We signed him from Tottenham, Toby Ulielwemne or something like that, mate.
Right, I don't know about him, mate, to be quite honest.
He's 16, 17, he's very, very
very young.
Yeah, right. He's maybe a couple of years you'll see him in the first team. But then again, we had Marshall come in against Barcelona at 18. So it might be a year or so before.
I think
we
could
get
get.
the
I
odd
think
League
if
Cup
we
game.
get Forster, I could see Forster doing 2-3 seasons at Parkhead, no
Oh,
bother.
he could easily do 2-3, mate. He could do
Easily.
5.
And that can happen with goalkeepers, but I think you could almost not guarantee, because you never know what can happen, injuries and stuff. But I think you could guarantee two seasons at least at this kind of level for Fraser Forster, and for me that's. It's not a gamble, a big gamble, especially when I think Southampton. I don't think it'll, especially everything that's going on. The market will be a buyer's market. I think we'll get a fair enough price for him. He's willing to come, but it'll be a big wage he'll be on. But I think he'll be worth it. I think it'll be worth it.
Oh no, well you know he's worth it already.
Yeah.
He buys you 5 to 8 points a season, any.
He did this season.
You know a striker can
he saved Dyer and Julian's bacon a few times.
Yeah. You know a striker can win you 20, 25 points over and above what you've got, and a good goalkeeper maybe 8 points.
That again was nice about the comparisons with their 9 and our 9. It just like eliminating demons was the fact that Gorham used to fucking piss us off, man, and then they had Fraser Forster, the cup final, heroics, and that I loved that moment. I've got to say, it's a dark, twisted little moment to have as one as your favourite of the 9, but it's such a favourite.
See, the thing is, mate, if you were like me, I know you weren't at that one, but watching that at home, you are obviously forgetting the anxiety, the tenseness that you felt watching that, because you knew how that game was going. That was like, as much as we dominated,
and it was a wake-up call in the aftermath.
Well, it
big
wasn't
time,
really, because we lost the game at Parkhead.
No, I know. Well, no. I mean, from a fan's point of view, it wasn't like we were patting each other on the back the next day. We enjoyed the moment, and I did enjoy the moment. And a lot of Celtic fans I spoke to said, "How good was it to beat them like that?" But I think there was a lot of acknowledgement. We need to be better than that next time.
Oh yeah.
And of course,
absolutely.
and I expected us fully to be. And my biggest disappointment of the season was, unfortunately, that was one of our off days, and there was maybe three games this season where I was angry. Copenhagen,
Cluj, maybe.
Cluj, Parkhead, and the Huns at Parkhead on the 29th. I think those are the 3. There maybe was another, I'm not sure, but I think those were the 3. The 3 games that really sort of, took the edge off what otherwise was an excellent season.
But those...
But there were big games.
That was going to be my point, mate. They were big games that needed big mentalities and good decisions. Or if there wasn't good tactical decisions at the start, decisions that would be changed and amended. And they weren't.
And the thing is, in all 3 cases, we were playing against inferior opposition.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think if you'd have been beaten by the better side what have you, you would go, well,
if
these
been
things
by
happen.
Lazio, you'd be like, fair
you'd
enough.
be like, well, that can happen.
But the thing is,
it should happen probably.
Those games, the 3 we lost, you would say 7 times out of 10 we'd beat them.
And Rennes always stuck in my craw, even though it shouldn't have. Rennes always stuck in my craw because it just annoyed me, because we done everything. We should have won that game. The referee got it wrong with the penalty. We should have been scored 2 or 3 in that game.
The Bio sending off was appalling as well. The thing is, why that didn't bother me as much was, I thought, well, we came back from a 1-0 under a Rodgers game. We would have lost that, the previous season. But the thing that I quite enjoyed about that was,
so you saw at least there was improvement of some sort.
It would know what it was it was a first step. So had we beaten Lazio home and away, had we beaten Cluj at home, and then we went to Rennes and performed like that, I'd have been like...
And we dominated away from home against what was at that point reputably a really good young side.
All right, boys.
We were just we've been recapping everything, Mike. You've missed. We talked about Rennes. We were talking about our disappointments of the season. So you probably missed the worst bit.
Have we all done a Player of the Year?
No, I think we maybe keep that for the next one, for when we get the 9 in a row wrapped, and then
we'll be wrapped the time you release this.
But that's cool.
Okay.
I'll give you another one to talk about, because we're well over the 2 hours here.
So what are we going on now?
We are now just going to go into our Fantasy Fives.
Alright.
And it's our Scottish Fives, and it's non-Celtic players.
That have played in Scotland.
That have played in Scotland, aye.
Okay.
Can be foreigners, can be Scottish, whatever you want. So, who wants to kick us off?
I'll go first.
There you go.
Goalkeeper, he did play for the Huns, rest in peace, but he only played about 5 games.
I think I know what you're going to say.
Yeah,
he made his name, and he was a great goalkeeper, Dutch internationalist.
Yep.
Theo Snelders.
See, I was going to pick him, but because he played for them, I said no.
Nah, he's not. If it was a legend for them, then I would never pick him. But in terms of the late 80s, early 90s,
he was brilliant with Aberdeen, aye.
The guy was absolutely amazing.
Right, Mick?
I'm struggling because when you think about Between the Sticks, really,
an obvious one for me. A Celtic fan, played for Scotland, Man U.
I was going to say Jim Leighton, but
that's who I've just described.
Right, is that who you meant?
Yes.
Jim Leighton. I didn't know Jim Leighton was a Celtic fan.
Big, huge Celtic fan. Takes his
I
way
did not know
Parkhead. You can see him.
I did not know that.
Yep.
I did not know that. I'm glad I went with Jim Leighton in, but Jim Leighton then would be my goalkeeper.
I'm going to go with a more modern goalkeeper, but I'm going to go with Julian Speroni at Dundee.
Oh, he had the hair lip.
I was going to either
I
was going to either have Julian Speroni or Kasper Schmeichel or Tim Krul. That's what I was going with.
Was he in loan at Hamilton?
Falkirk.
Tim Krul, Falkirk.
Same as Schmeichel.
I know Schmeichel did, but I was trying to think of Tim Krul.
Tim Krul was brilliant with Falkirk. Because Celtic were sniffing about him at that time. They went to Newcastle, I'm sure. Right, so on we go. JP, defender.
Centre half for me. A great centre half, Willie Miller.
That's what I've picked.
You bastard.
That's what I've picked.
Obvious, isn't it?
Right, I'm changing mine since you've got him. Right.
Can I go? Right. Non-Celtic centre half. Fuck. I mean, it was just so obvious.
You can't pick that fucking gammon-headed cunt.
I know, I did. I mean, they two, obviously, that partnership was supposedly outstanding, but I'm not touching him with a basketball.
I've got 2 in mind. I've got 2. I've got 2. Aye. And it's just
you go first, then you skip me.
I've got one who I'm going to go with, but I was toying between the other one. But I'm going to go with Maurice Malpass as my backsy, right?
Good choice, because I only vaguely
it was between him and Brian Irvine at Aberdeen.
Brian Irvine?
Brian Irvine was good, aye. The big guy's got ME or MS or something there.
I know who Brian Irvine is, mate.
I thought he was a good big player.
He was alright.
But I'm going with non-Celtic players here.
Still, he was alright.
That's what I'm going with. Well, I went with Malpass. I thought he was a fucking great player. But
okay.
That's me, Mick.
Okay.
I'm still absolutely struggling, man. I mean, outside, I'm trying to think of the clubs. Do you know? I'm trying to think through clubs. Did Hearts ever have a centre half that looked a bit tasty and then went down south? Did Hibs? Did Motherwell ever have a centre half that then went on to
Big
do big
McManus.
things? Big McManus, Chris McCart.
Whoa!
Head of youth development at Celtic.
He's meant
Yeah,
to be a
but
bit
never
of a dick
played
as
for
well.
us. Never played for us.
He's not well liked him at Celtic Park apparently. Well, with parents, I don't think.
There
Why
must
did you
be
like Andy
somebody
Robertson?
that had a great career down in England but played
You
briefly.
didn't have to have a great career in England, mate.
No,
If you're
somebody,
just
a decent
flat
player
through
that had a
Scotland.
good career in England or something but played in Scotland briefly.
Should have thought about this more, shouldn't you?
Well, I didn't give me that
No, I
much
don't-
time.
No, really our era, but you could have had somebody like fucking Hansen or something.
Well, that's before my time. I didn't even see Alan Hansen, to be quite honest with you.
You would have from Match of the Day
Um,
in the 80s and 90s, mate. But you can't have him because Mikey suggests.
Aye, so you're fucked.
Yeah, fuck, man. Let me skip. Let me come back to defenders.
Oh,
I've got midfielders.
sake.
I'll come back to it.
Right,
I really have drawn a blank.
My first midfielder would have been, now, I wouldn't say his best performances were in Scotland, but Frank Sosie.
You're a
Oh,
fucking,
God,
you're a
fucking
fucking
hell.
wank. I've got him as
This
well.
is pish.
Well, you should
I'm a
have been
stoned
more
man. I
brave
should
and
be allowed
gone
to go
first.
first. You'll probably have backups.
You can't even pick a fucking defender, you can't.
That's what I mean. I did, Willie Miller. But you're getting to choose before me every fucking time.
So
There's
who's your
usually an
keeper
obvious- Well, I did Jim Leighton. I didn't get your references. I didn't even know he was a Celtic fan. Jim Leighton was in my head for the start, but I was trying to think if I could think if there was
Yes,
anybody else.
snooze, you lose.
I'm trying
So-
to think of somebody else now.
Fucking hell.
I've got my other midfielder.
Must be other midfielders that I've admired.
I've got another one who was in the back room stuff.
Away you go, you prick. You're getting fuck all.
I know. Midfielder.
Oh, I've got one. That's me got my two midfielders now.
I've got one as well. Can I go? Is it me
You
to
know,
go?
sure go, mate. Aye.
Right. Well, do you know who I'm going to stick in? Russell Latterby.
Nice.
I think
played
he'd
for
be
the
good
Huns
at
and all, but-
fives. Oh, I did. Oh, so he fucking did.
Aye, but you're alright. He wasn't a fucking legend when I'm so.
It's not.
Right. My first pick was Ian Jess at Aberdeen.
Do you know, I loved Ian Jess when I was a kid. I thought
I always
he was a good
wanted
player.
Celtic to sign him, man.
Same. I don't think he was that good in hindsight. To be
No, he
honest
was.
with
He
you,
was.
but
He was a good player.
think so?
Aye.
He didn't do that much in the end, did he? Really?
No, he went to Coventry, but
kinda
see,
underachieved a wee bit.
he did underachieve from his early talent. He was
Mm.
exceptional early on. He
He
was
looked good
very,
at Aberdeen.
very
He was
exciting.
very good at Aberdeen.
Very exciting. But I think even when he signed for Coventry, he was on the wane at Aberdeen.
To me, he's like another Ryan Gould.
Yeah, potentially.
Looked exceptional here, and
Listen,
then it just never quite came
Ryan,
off or something.
Ryan Gold right now would fucking bite the horn off you for Ian Jess's
Yeah.
career.
Absolutely.
Aye, well, that's true. Aye, you're
Absolutely.
right. Aye, you're right.
No, I'll give you early Ian Jess. 18, 19, 21, 22 was a fabulous fucking player in Scotland in the late 80s, early 90s.
Right, big man, on you
Good
go
shout.
again.
Good shout. I am going. Do you know what? I'm going Paul Sturrock.
Nice.
See, when you look at Dundee United's semi-final to the European Cup, the UEFA Cup final.
Sturrock
run,
was a fucking tremendous player.
Sturrock was an intelligent, skillful, fantastic player. One of the players who, you know, not at the time because I was too young, but if Celtic had assigned him, we'd be talking about him
Aye.
non-stop. Non-stop.
Mick?
I'm going to pick my defender,
Alright.
Finally,
David Bowman.
Fuck's
the
sake.
ginger fucking Dundee.
Dundee United player.
Jesus.
He was a good player, by the way. He was a good player. See that team?
You should have just picked fucking Lee Wilkie to begin with.
You could have said
David Bowman was a
Malpass.
midfielder, mate.
He was, but he's a defensive. He moved back later in his career.
He was a big dud, by the way.
No, he wasn't.
Aye, he was.
Him, Sturrock and Malpass were that side.
Pish.
I think
Right.
anybody else.
My other midfielder, I am going with Chick Charnley. I'm going with the
Nice
rogue.
one.
Oh, you've gone for skill.
I've went for skill, I've went with that wee dynamo, that wee bit of genius. Chick Charnley, my other midfielder.
Well, I'll take that. You know, there's in a five-a-side pitch. You know he's gonna.
Give you a
Do
bleaching.
something.
He's going to give you a bleaching.
He's got to do something that makes even Messi go, fuck, he's alright.
Ah, Chick's decent.
Aye. So, who's next?
Well, Mick's got another midfielder to fill in, so let him
Aye.
go before we go into the strikers.
Oh, fucking hell. No, honest to God.
Mick, Swiss
What?
Swiss midfielder. 2 extra flicks in Subbuteo. General.
He was good.
I tell you, I'm not going to say his name, but I like the boy at Hibs, the French boy.
I said him, Sosie.
We've said
No,
him,
no,
Susie.
no,
I would
no,
have
another
had
one.
him.
There's another one.
Oh.
There's another one. He's actually part of a trick question
Well, you need to tell us
that we had
after,
on
mate.
in a quiz. It was like famous Celts that fucking had trials at Celtic, and we done the
Is
pictures.
it Boozelan?
Yes,
Right, okay.
Boozelan was a fucking great player.
I was trying to think of him.
What about...
His first name
listen,
start with A?
this is a controversial one.
Guillaume Boozelan.
Oh, right.
Controversial one. John McGinn. Wasn't he a bad player?
Mate, I'd picked John McGinn, then crossed him out for Chick Charnley.
I can't believe anyone didn't choose Strachan.
I don't really remember him, but
He was kind of a winger, wasn't he? Like, and he was
No,
playing
no,
at I remember him at Coventry. And
It was a centre midfielder, mate.
I didn't
I
really,
thought he was a winger.
No, centre midfielder.
I didn't really,
See,
But-
I didn't really see him.
didn't really watch him, so I didn't really pay much attention. I know he
See,
was a good player. My dad said he was a crank player.
I remember him from my first sort of World Cup memories was the 86 against West Germany in the group stage.
When he puts his wee leg up on the board.
Aye. But I can actually remember that. Now, I've got a lot of memories where I've watched them on TV and they've probably changed my actual memories. But it's one memory that I've got where TV doesn't change it.
Mhm.
And I can remember that.
Yeah, he was a good player.
And also remember him from the early 90s, the lead side that won the championship.
Yeah. Aye. Right, Biggin.
Right.
On you go with your striker.
So striker, for me, I mean a guy that won the European Cup with PSV, an absolute class striker, probably even to this day, you know, Baron Henrik, probably the top 5 best strikers I've seen play in Scotland. Hans Hillhouse.
Hans Hillhouse.
There you go.
Absolutely
I'm
magnificent player for Aberdeen.
I'm frightened of my answers. I have a backup kind of answer, but I'm frightened to say my answer. But for goals, the name that came out to me, and I was thinking of Scottish football, and I've mostly been thinking of Scottish players, if I'm being honest. And John Robertson.
John Robertson's a good player,
Yeah, absolutely.
Growing up.
Nothing wrong with that. John Robertson
Growing up,
banged in
like
goals.
he was just banging goals in for fun.
John Robertson
And-
should have been at Celtic or something. He should have.
Aye, he should have been. He was probably better than say other players of that generation, like Andy Walker and people like that. I think John Robertson was better than guys that played at Celtic. He was better than Tommy Coyne. He was better than
I
other
wouldn't say
players.
that. I wouldn't say he was
Would
better.
you know?
Tommy
Do you
Coyne was
know-
a cranking player.
Do you know what he was? He was the Hearts
I
equivalent.
love Tommy Coyne.
He
when he
was
was
so
there.
that.
He
He
my
was
favourite player at the
probably
time.
the Hearts equivalent of McCoist.
Aye, he was.
Yeah, he would have scored you goals for his whole Celtic career. I think he was good enough to do that, to score a load of goals for Celtic.
He would have scored
was he as
goals
all round as
anywhere,
good a
mate.
player as Tommy Coyne? But maybe no. But I
Different
think he would have
types of player,
scored
right, you know.
different types of player. But he would have scored goals for fun. He could have been our Ali McCoist had we signed him. Is maybe a way of looking at it.
Teams that created chances, he would have scored goals.
Aye,
He wouldn't have
big
had a
time,
problem.
big time. Well,
Yeah.
to round mine up, mine's is maybe a wee bit closer to our modern era. I've went with Rudy Scaccio up front.
Aye.
It's a fucking
That's
refugee.
interesting. Hearts players again.
I thought Scaccio was a cracking player.
He was a good player. He was a good player.
It was either
He
him.
probab-
It was either him, or I was going to pick a wee outsider with that Fabian Caballero at Dundee. I thought he was brilliant, man.
Oh, Caballero was his hair though was awful.
Aye, but
See,
he looked like a bad out of Bond villain.
You
But didn't
couldn't count Ravanellis and Canigias because you've got to judge them on how they were when they were here. Oh, and Canigia played
No,
for
no,
Hans,
no,
obviously.
Caniggia was good here.
Yeah, he was good here. And I don't think you need to
Aye.
count him as here. It was the whole.
He actually
players
did
that
play for
played.
the Huns, though.
I mean, Frank Jose was brilliant for Hibs, but I chose him
Yeah.
more for his Marseille career.
Soze was
Yeah.
a phenomenal player. Soze was brilliant.
He was. Even when he was here, he was he was still very, very,
he was
very good.
Cultured.
Aye, he was
He was
fucking
cultured.
tremendous. Just a guy that knows how to play football. That's
Aye.
doesn't have to be fast, just knows the game inside out.
Mm.
But aye, so a wee recap of my team. I've got Julian Speroni in goals, Maurice Malpass at the back, Ian Jess, Chick Charnley in the middle of the park, and Rudy Scatchell up front. JP,
I've got Snelders, Willie Miller, Soze, Eric Black, and Hans Hillhouse.
no, you Paul Sturrock.
Sorry, so I do. Eric Black was my other choice between him.
Eric
and
Black was a
Sturrock,
good
so-
player or not, actually.
I know, absolutely. Career shot, cut short by injury.
Michael,
Oh, fuck knows what I said.
You said fucking David Bowman.
Leighton,
I meant
Leighton, Bowman, fucking, I
Latapy.
don't know.
Fucking
Latapy.
you've got Bandy
McGinn.
Legs in goal, the Elephant Man at the
McGinn.
back, a fucking wee Latapy, the fucking
McGinn and John
chain
Robertson.
smoker in the middle of the park.
There's no much height in my team. I've got Latapy and Robertson.
Your
I've
team's
got-
going half at half time fucked.
40 a day. Or 40 a day, man.
oh,
Big Jim's got a fucking jar of Vaseline near his eyebrows in goal.
Nobody
and
had
about
Jim
4
Vet.
teeth. Because he played for the Huns.
Oh, so he did. That's right. He played,
Latapy
didn't he?
stoned out his box. In fact, that's why you've picked him, Mick.
Aye. With my weed brethren.
So that concludes the Fenian Dossier of the night, lads.
What the fuck was that whole?
Dossier, that
pod
was different again.
No, Dossier, that's what I said.
Dossier.
Dossier.
We didn't even really talk about the fucking dossier,
No.
but who knows? Fuck it.
I
Who
think-
cares? Like, it's. We need to go on, mate. They've just caused nothing but trouble, man. We know what their agenda is. There's no point even talking
The
about it.
cunts need brought in to fucking dispute charges. That's what they need.
See if the
should do.
honestly, see
There's
if
too
any
much
cunt-
else to deal with.
Can't
you know?
you say? See if any cunt has actually managed it to this point and not given up after. Which I enjoyed, Mick, because I know you. Your wee 30 minutes of your life recently in terms of Frankie's message to you. And now you're seeing life. See if anyone managed it to this point. Then
We love you.
maybe, are you maybe handing out the odd
Well, get him a wee
Key ring.
gift.
the odd key ring?
Right. That's it. Right, so as you've probably seen, the podcast page has been sharing some Celtic memorabilia on Twitter, and that's a wee page that I started up called Boy Stuff. You can get us on there, and we've had a big seller on there so far, and that's a Lisbon 1967 winners medal, but in the form of a keyring, and it's been very, very
Boy, have you
popular.
sold it.
It's been sold out twice, so get yourselves on there, have a look. but the first 3 people that tweets the podcast page on Twitter after listening to this episode, tweet the page, we'll get back in touch with you and we'll send you out a free keyring for listening to the show. So
maybe tweet a hashtag or something.
Just put hashtag horizontal Mick.
No. Hashtag I made it.
It involves me in some way.
I made it to the end, Mick.
Corona Mick.
Aye.
So just send the page a wee message. Let us know that you got there in the end, and we'll send you out a keyring.
I think you're being ambitious with the. If any cunts done this, this is like a series. They're probably like, right,
people.
We'll try and get,
For
we'll
what
try
I've
and
been
get to
hearing,
half-time.
people are choking for some content now. They're getting just degenerate, drunken and drug-addled shite for us. So that's
people
it.
listen to it right now,
And by the way,
you're
getting gifts at the end of it, so people can't moan. Right, so have a wee look out. We're releasing by the time this goes out, your thing will be fucking been and gone. So we've got a couple of products coming out soon. So get yourself on there, have a wee look, give us a wee tweet, share a page about, and it'll be very much appreciated. And also, thanks for listening again, and thanks for everybody getting in touch and asking us to get some episodes. So it's really appreciated.
Do you know the good thing would have been to maybe have highlighted there's a prize at the end of the podcast, so these fuckers would have listened.
No, because then they just
the
skip
whole
to
way.
the end of it.
That's what I usually do.
There will be about 5 people listening this long. Usually people go, I'll listen to the first half.
These
So
cunts
this
are
is
too
real
long.
hardcore. This
These
is the
cunts are too
hardcore
long.
ones that are left at the end here.
Well,
These
they're the
guys.
ones that are going to benefit then. The first 3 to get into
Aye.
the page, you'll get a wee gift sent out to you, so give us a wee message and that's it. But, gentlemen, thank you very much for your time.
No
Yeah.
problem.
No problem. Take care of yourself, everybody. Take care of yourself, everybody listening as well. Hope you're all doing well, man. It's a fucked up world just now. It's a fucked up world, but here we go, 9 in a row, and hopefully better days to come for everybody. And God bless you all, and look after yourselves.
Up there.
Yep, I absolutely concur with Mick's sentiments, and let's all sleep easy knowing that Fernando Rickson is dead in the ground.
For fuck's sake. Oh, man.
Which brings us on to our next point. We've recorded a podcast prior to this a couple of weeks ago, and we've just never, a good few weeks ago now, and just
About
never
5.
put it out, just through time. So we maybe
Don't
release
get too
that.
excited, everyone. I was not involved. That may affect some of you's going, oh, well, no bother then. But please give the guys a chance.
Give peace a chance.
We had 2.5 years before you, Mick, so
I'm only joking.
I will be alright.
The thing is, that's probably the most anticipated episode I've ever had of the show, because obviously some weeks I'm on it, some weeks I'm not, depending on circumstances. But of all the weeks that I've not been on it in recent weeks, that was the one I was anticipating the most.
Let's not hype it up because of what I said, mate.
It's a bit naughty, but it's all said in jest at the end of the day. So everybody can't wind their necks in if it ever does make it.
Yeah,
But
and you said that Mikey Crowley, you disgusting human being. It was Mikey Crowley. If the other one is ever released, it was Mikey Crowley that said it, putting on my voice.
J.P Mick,
I'll certainly listen if and when it goes up.
No, please don't.
definitely.
But
anyway, lads, it's a hail for me.
Yeah, hail.
yeah, good on you.
Adios, amigos. Hail.
Cheers, boys.